Well, hello there.
Yeah.
That's right, baby. We are late. We are back. Back
Yeah,
on a
we are.
Saturday.
Yeah, we are.
You'll notice that the three of us are back to the three of us. Welcome back, Ryan Gonzalez. How are you?
Pretty good, dude. It's good to be back. It's good to see your beautiful faces.
Welcome back,
Yes.
Rygon. Welcome back, baby.
And yours, brother. Enrique, what's up, my man? You just got back from a trip, did you not?
Whoo! Yeah, I did, man. It was great. 4 days and 4 nights out in South Dakota and Wyoming. So yeah, it was fucking awesome.
Yeah, we're going to take a look at some of your awesome photos later.
Yeah.
And get your thoughts about, where you were at. Not to spoil it, Eric posted, I think, some of those, or maybe all of them, some of those at least on the interwebs, as it were. So some of you have seen some of those photos. I'm a big outside photography fan anyway, so I'd like to talk about that a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
And we got some other topics to talk about, to run through. Some Star Wars stuff. We got a Haslab. We got a show that Star Wars fans are being completely reasonable about and totally agreeing on everything. Excuse me. So with those topics, felt like it made sense to bring on one of our favorite people, somebody who knows Star Wars, somebody who knows photography, our good friend, 1/6 shooter, Trevor Williams. What's up, Trev?
Me?
Oh, yeah.
Wow. Thanks, guys. I had no idea. What's happening?
That guy.
What's going on, Rygon? Good to see you back.
I appreciate you.
Yeah, man.
I like that you took a
boys
break
are
from the drama. Just saying.
What drama? I'm not aware of what you're talking about.
Up until what? Are you up until now? Like till the
Can you
till this show?
articulate more on that?
But yeah,
God.
but
Did you guys work that out beforehand before I got on? I don't even know what you're talking about. I've completely put the last 2 weeks out of my head. So
one
Good
thing
for you.
that
Good
struck
for you.
me, I don't know if I said it here before or not, but in putting together that little slapped together intro, went through a bunch of our old lives and just grabbed a bunch of screenshots so we could kind of have a representation of a lot of the cool people that have spent some time with us on Saturdays. And dude, I don't know that anyone else has made more time for us than you. So thank you, and we appreciate it, dude.
Thanks, man. I was watching the opening and I was like, wow, I've been on the show a lot.
Yeah,
It's always fun, though.
He's like the Curtis Ackerman of Saturday Day Live.
Yeah, yeah. That's right.
Essentially.
Speaking of Curtis Ackerman, woohoo!
Oh, here he is. Oh no, he's not.
Yeah.
No. But yeah, thanks for coming on, man. I'm excited to talk to you guys. We got a lot to get to on a Saturday. But first up, let's just say hi to the chat real quick. We have a bunch of people that stop by to say hello. Again, we always appreciate everyone who stops by during the live stream. We also appreciate everyone who checks this little show out on the replay. And we have some of our really good friends hopping in, including Michael Casper.
Hey,
What up, dude?
Casper, what's up, brother?
Big Dave Orkin, the t-shirt guru.
Dave.
Ryan Gonzalez is here. That's fantastic.
Damn straight.
Amber, what's going on? Amber, wait, but you're here
Stop.
and you're
Stop it.
Speaking of people connected to Trevor, TJ Williams is in the house. What's up, TJ?
What's up, Tom?
Jesse Arnold. Ooh, Jesse might want to hop
Jesse?
in. Just so everybody knows, too, one thing I was hoping to talk about was this new Star Wars show, Acolyte. And Eric actually did me a solid and actually watched all 3 episodes today. Thank you, Eric.
I did.
Ryan, I don't know if you actually got to see any of it yet, Ryan.
I didn't get around to it.
All right, so
Not
we'll
yet, anyway.
see how to handle that. We don't want to spoil you, but I think we can still talk about it a little bit. The plan, just so everybody knows, is to sort of save that for towards the end of the show. That way, if we do get into spoilery stuff, people can know that, and if they want to tune out, they can do that too.
Yeah.
Of course, by then, they'll probably be tired of me talking anyway. So, yeah. But the reason why I brought that up, Jesse might want to hop in too to touch base on that, because I know he watched it as well, and we were talking about it. But getting back to the chat, Dylan is in the house. He says, "What's up, everybody? What's up, Dylan?" Steph Ork
up,
also
Dylan?
in the house. What's
What's
up,
up,
Steph?
Steph?
Joe Gonzalez in the house.
Joe.
Makes me think of Offworld. Stopped in for real quick. I mean, in the chat to check out Offworld last night. They are celebrating 300 subscribers.
Nice.
Congratulations to
Congrats.
Offworld. Kevin Hamilton stopping by to say hi. What's up? Kevin McCoy, Tanya McCoy,
The McCoys.
Kirby speaking other languages, Santos Rivera, Michael Morales, Cookies Bricks is in the house. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
But
What up, man?
thank you so much, everybody, for stopping in the chat. How about you guys, Ryan, Trevor, and Eric? What's going on? I know Eric just got back from a trip. What are you guys up to on a Saturday? Trev, what's your Saturday looking like, man?
I have been shooting turns of old Mythic Legions figures for all you people to enjoy in this book.
Nice.
I've been doing that for
Can't wait.
like 3 days straight. It's a lot of fun. No, it has been fun. It's actually been fun to pull out like the old figures and take another look at them. There's a lot of stuff that I haven't looked at in a while, and I'm like, I love this figure. I just shot Baron Voligar, and like Baron Voligar kicks ass, man. He's a great figure. Like I got to do
One
more
or
with him.
two?
The first one. Yeah, the first one.
Mm-hmm.
Even the first one is cool, man. I just love
Yeah.
it. I love the way it photographed really well. I can't show you. I don't think I can show you. Maybe
Yeah.
I'll text Jeremy and see if I can show you. But yeah, I've been doing that after shooting all the Ashes of Agmendor stuff back on this to try and get that done so that we can get this book out.
Nice. I think the photographs
on a beautiful day,
that'll
I'm in
come-
my basement. That's what I'm doing.
I think the photographs that'll come out with this new book, with your photography skills, and I'm sure the way you've laid out each of the characters and their accessories and stuff, I think it'll be very, very helpful for a lot of us who have a lot of the old figures and have all of our pieces spread out through hundreds of bins. To if we come to the point where we want to sell them, to put them back together with the accessories and what they, what they have and what they came with. So I think it'll be very helpful, and it'll be
the
cool.
good
just to have
thing
that
is
book.
I'm anal retentive about that stuff. So I just discovered that I bought Vorgus 1 at a show from somebody. Just no box, just open. Back when it was, before Vorgus 2 had come out, and it was still got a good price, but I didn't realize it didn't have the cape with it. But the cape is just one of those black capes with, thanks to Joe Gonzalez, like I didn't have it. I'm like, I'm going to need this for the shoot. So is it just another black basic cape from like the early days of the capes and stuff? And he shot me a picture and said, yeah, it's just a black cape. So, yeah, but I'm anal retentive about all that stuff. So like I have everything in like art bins, like labeled with the name. So like if there's like some of the stuff has some really subtle differences in it, like with some of the paint on some of the same swords that you get all the time, but it's a slightly different copper, or there's some weathering to it on this figure and there isn't on the other figure. So all that stuff should be pretty on point, so that you'll be able to kind of reference that stuff.
Awesome. Yeah, that's going to help out tremendously. I mean, beyond the book being freaking awesome, to just see all those figures in a cataloged book, you know what I mean? So that's gonna be awesome.
I don't know how you guys just throw everything in a bin though, man. That makes me,
you know what, when I first started, it was like I'm the same way. I'm anal retentive, where I had like plastic baggies. I have a labeler, and it would be like Vorgus 1, and it would be like the extra piece of the axe or the sword or the cape, and it'd all go in a baggie with the extra pauldrons or whatever. And I started to, and then I had a box that had literally like 100 baggies of different parts, and then with all the builders and I was just like, this is just too much, and I just started taking, and then I started getting with those bins that everybody uses from like the Home Depot or Walmart or whatever. Those just became like the place to just put everything, and everything fits in there. And it's just like, you know what, if I have to sort it out later to find, because there's a lot of stuff that's in those bins that I'll pull out and I'll say, hey, I need a sword or a shield or something to paint, but I'll pull out the plain ones, the ones that have no paint, that I know for sure don't belong to like a named character. The named character
yeah.
weapons, their stuff, you could totally spot them. They're like a they
most
stick
part,
right
yeah.
out in the crowd in the parts bins of like, I'm like, okay, don't use that, because whatever that I don't even remember who that belongs to, but it definitely belongs to someone, because it's like got some crazy detailed paint or something on it. So
yeah.
But now, yeah, that's how I do it now. I just throw them all in a bin now. And I mean, they're all organized, but they're all together now. I can't separate them anymore. It's just too much, man. Too much.
Shout out
How
to
many
Jordan who
figures-
says boom enabled. Just real quick, because I wanted to say, write that down. Go ahead, Ryan.
Boom.
Gotcha.
And
How many figures do you have left to take shots of?
Oh, I don't know. I'm trying not to
Quite a
count because it's too daunting.
Gotcha.
I mean, yeah, there's still a lot. I mean, I didn't start until after Arethyr. So I have all of Arethyr still to do. But there are some of the older ones that I did get to, like Siege on Bjorngar. I did that one for some reason back in the day. We did start going backwards on some of them, but we didn't get to Advent of Decay or 1.0. So those are the big ones. I've made a good dent into those, but there's still a few to go.
So here you go. Joe just says, I'm never going to ever sell my Legions figures, so the accessories don't matter.
See,
Good way of looking at it, but
okay, yeah, maybe.
yeah, I think if I ever sell them, I'm just going to sell the whole lot and the bins with them and just say, hey, you sort it out.
Well, it's probably the way you're going to do it if you get to that point, because like you'll get to an
Yeah.
age and you'll be like, hey, I don't need, I'm not collecting these things. Maybe you're out of it. Who knows what's going to happen 20 years from now, right?
Yeah,
But
exactly.
at that point, you probably will not be, individually putting them up on eBay or whatever the hell exists at that time.
no.
Something
And
probably
nobody's
owned by
got time
Elon
for that
Musk.
shit. No one's got time for that.
You're just going to put them up. It's like, here, take them all for
Yeah, take the whole fucking. Here's a
$3,000.
big giant box and all these the parts you could ever imagine, and then some.
Yeah,
Then
that's what I'm
here
going to
you go.
say. Like, let's say, like, not to be macabre, but I pass away first. Like, I think I'm just going to leave directions to, like, for Victoria to be like, listen, just call this person in or whatever, or call this store
Yeah.
or whatever, and be like,
You
them
gotta
come
have
in
that
and
person.
make you an offer for everything. And
Yeah.
just,
Yeah, you got to have
way,
some.
like-
You got to have.
You
some
got to have
kinda
that
go-to.
guy. Yep. Who knows the value? So that if you do that, like you could like, hey, you're not just like, because my wife would come down here and just be like, just $500, take it all. I'll be like, I'll be rolling over. I don't even believe in life after death. I'll be rolling over in my grave, and I will be like, that'll be
We're all
my
booking-
dying
we're
thought.
all
It's like,
booking-
oh my God, don't sell it all for $500, please.
We're all booking flights to
Well,
New
there's
York. To
there's
get to
memes
Trevor's
like
house.
that, right? Where like it'll be like something like the Undertaker or somebody like rising up from the grave or whatever. Like me when I find out my wife is trying to sell my collection for $1,000 after I passed.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Cookie says Wolf King gets all my toys when I die. That's not bad. That's not a bad move.
There you go.
That's not a bad move. All right, listen, guys, we got a lot to get to today. So if it's all right, we're gonna jump right into it. We normally
Go
don't
for it.
do a lot of like news, like have like a news segment, but there was a bunch of stuff that sort of is relevant this week. So I wanted to sort of get into some of it, at least. And that's how we're gonna do what's the deal this week. What's the deal? First off, real quick by way of recap. No Saturday Day Live last week because the Maryland Toy Expo was going on, and I was down there on Saturday. And the cool surprise that we got was some of the, I guess, the prototypes from the Ashes of Agbendor wave were there in person. And I walked in and saw the Gold Skeleton 2, the Shadow Centaur, Shui, and Eosef. The Angel Knight. So that was really cool to see those in person. Took some photos. They look really, really, really cool. My photos not as good as Trevor's, but they were cool to
They
see.
don't really do him
in
justice,
person.
but it's okay.
Yeah, it's not quite as blue. Never mind. Just kidding. That's not even really
The
low.
photos never do them justice. We know that.
But it was cool. And again, one thing that I said before is that when I first saw the Centaur, like in my head, I'm like, oh, okay, they made another Centaur. I knew they were going to, of course they're going to do another Centaur at some point, and they're probably going to make an evil one. But I got to be honest with you, ever since like it was announced, my thoughts keep going back to him. I just think that he looks cool. Like I'm like focusing on him now than the ones that struck me at first, which was like Goldie 2 and Azza. Pretty cool.
I have a question. In looking at this picture, does the centaur is he more of a gray body with like a blue hint on his chest? Because in the pictures he did look very, very blue.
He's a blue gray.
He looks gray,
he looks blue gray in the pictures. I mean, if you look at the actual like turns, he's very much a blue gray.
Seeing it in person, I would say call it like a slight,
not in the sexy shot. He may
blueberry gray, like when you look at it, you can definitely feel like the blue undertones. Like I don't know what the right terminology would be, but excuse me, it's not just a gray.
I thought it was more bluish, like the frost ogre.
No. It's definitely
this to me actually looks way better in person. Looking at it like this, because I when I saw it in the pictures, I was like, oh man, it's really blue, like light blue, like the ogre was. And I'm seeing it now. I'm like, oh no, that is not blue at all. It's like a grayish blue. It's got blue tint to it, but it's more gray than blue.
I think a blue tinted gray is probably a good way to put it. And then the armor has more of the metallics are a little bit more blue, which sort of bring it out, I would say, a little bit more.
I have another question, and I don't know if anybody knows this or not. I mean, I've not had enough to pull apart or even attempt to customize them or not. But if I chose not to purchase another centaur for my collection, if I had an unlimited amount of horse bodies, which I do, can you put the upper what is that, brute scale torso onto the existing horse bodies? Can you make your own centaurs? Okay.
I think so, yeah.
See, so if I ever wanted another centaur, I could pretty much make them because I have a ton of extra horses. So.
But isn't there like one connecting piece or no?
There's a connector piece. Yeah.
Yeah.
There is a connector piece. You're probably going to need one centaur to do that. Yeah. Or get that piece.
Yeah.
Just pick that piece.
Yeah.
Up, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You need a connector piece. Well, we're customizers. We can figure it out.
Yeah.
We can figure something out.
It just converts the neck from being open to being upright, so that you can pop that torso onto it.
Gotcha. Very cool.
Yep. So that's it. So that was a Maryland Toy Show. It was a really cool show. All right, we got a super chat from our benefactor and yours, Curtis Ackerman, $4.99 super chat. Thanks, dude. Curtis says this stream doesn't do these guys justice. As great as they are here, they are even sexier in real life.
Damn
Curtis.
straight.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Especially true of Ryan. I'm not going to speak to my own sex.
I agree with that.
Yeah. But that's it. Ashes of Agbendor. The Maryland Toy Show was really cool. It was much bigger than I thought it would be. 2 big buildings full of stuff. There happened to be like a food and wine festival going on at the same time between the 2 buildings. So I hit all 3. I did put up a video of the live stream that I did from where I walked both buildings and went to the food and wine festival. That's up on the channel if you want to check it out. It was a lot of fun. I will definitely make plans to go next year. And as far as the Ashes of Agbendor wave, that pre-order is still ongoing. Storehorseman.com goes until Sunday, June 30th. So you got like 2 weeks. 2 weeks, 11 p.m. Sunday, June 30th. It's over. So
big shout out to you, Hedgehog, for doing that video as well, man. That was great coverage of the show for anybody that didn't get to attend, which was a lot of us.
Thank you,
brother.
Awesome.
Appreciate it. You did great coverage on that show. It was awesome.
Yeah, it was good. There was a good crew there too. Obviously, it was a 4 Horsemen street team event run by Len LaGuardia. Cookie was there as well, and Joe Vassapolo from the studio, and then Jesse Arnold, as it were, just Shelvit, and Nate Armstrong and Patrick Boyle were sort of running the Wolf King side of it. So it was a really cool crew. Jordan drove up from North Carolina. So we had a good time. Good stuff.
Nice.
All right, Trevor, wanted to ask you about this one. I haven't seen this anywhere, but the Deadpool Wolverine 1/6 scale figure was announced. What are your thoughts?
I think it looks great. I mean, the head sculpt's fantastic. I'm excited that this is Finally going to make it on screen. I mean, this is what everybody wanted from X-Men. Back then, I don't know if they knew how to do this kind of thing without it looking goofy. I think we've been eased into some of the costuming, through the MCU and the fact that it kind of can work and still be cool. You know what I mean? Because, there are times that could be a little goofy looking, and it's still a little goofy looking, but it works now at this point. You believe this guy is Wolverine, and so now it's like, this looks cool. I can't, the tiger stripe, or basically the tiger stripe uniform looks great. Yeah, lots of options. This is the deluxe one, so you get the head sculpt, the unmasked head sculpt with that one. It's $340, I think. I think it's $340 for this one, and the other one's it's a $60 difference, like $280 or something for the regular one that doesn't come with the unmasked head sculpt. But how could you not want the unmasked head sculpt?
Yeah,
you know what I mean? At this point? Like,
absolutely.
Hugh Jackman.
You gotta get it.
I mean, this is going to be like, probably, unless the Secret Wars, is a thing that they, brings all these guys back, probably going to be his last, foray into film with the suit and stuff like that and being Wolverine. So, which we all thought was Logan, but so I mean, you got to have his head sculpt. It's got to be part of this. So,
and that's a fucking
sweet
head sculpt. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, it's really good head sculpt. Yeah.
The details are uncanny, dude. That's fucking so good.
Did you say they're uncanny?
I know.
That's right.
I let that go.
He's a professional.
Yeah.
Knows what
I
he's
mean,
doing.
we're about to just get deluged, right? With
Don't
Don't
Deadpool
love the
figures of
sleeveless
every
look,
size.
but
Yeah, the sleeveless look.
sleeveless with the shoulder pads is what you want,
Yeah,
right? That's
but the
cool.
completely, with the shoulders exposed now.
Yeah, that looks like he's ready to jump off the bench at a Knicks game or something, man. That's really kind of weird.
the old vet, who's just
Yeah.
hanging on for one more year.
Yeah. I have a hard time figuring out whether I want to display it with the mask, which looks really cool, or without it. It's going to be tough.
Yeah.
Definitely.
The
gonna be
mask
one of
does
those
look
things
really
that you're gonna have to
cool, but if
swap out.
yeah, but like you said, if you're buying this one, you want it to be Hugh Jackman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, all right. Quickly, this just popped up, and I thought it looked cool. The Marvel Legends is doing a Werewolf by Night man thing. Very similar, if not the same body, I think, to the Build-A-Figure, but different coloring.
Looks like the Build-A-Figure to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it is the Build-A-Figure. I have this.
Pretty much.
It's good.
Yeah.
It's a good figure.
So for anybody
Yeah.
that missed out on the Build-A-Figure like me, or wasn't around when it came out, here's your chance at a man thing. So I thought it looked cool. I was interested. I might grab it. I don't have the Build-A-Figure, and I liked Werewolf by Night, so
Yeah.
this might be cool.
Had it and sold it. It's a long time ago through that Build-A-Figure. Cool though.
Nate has a question here. Thoughts on the best 1/12 Wolverine? I know what my pick is. Nate suggests the Mafex. What about you guys?
The Ronin Wolverine from Mezco 112.
Mhm.
The samurai version of him. Because I'm a full-on samurai dude, so that's the one.
That is a cool figure. But I mean, for pure Wolverine, I got to go with the brown suit Mafex because it just fixed all the problems with the Tiger Stripe. Even though I like Tiger Stripe better, the brown suit one is really, really nice.
Yeah.
I think I'll go. It's funny. I think we're all going to pick something different. I'm going to go I think it was the last, or maybe it was the second to last, Mezco 112 Collective Wolverine, the Steel Box Edition. Was it the Steel Box Edition?
Yeah.
But it was
Yeah.
the yellow suit Wolverine that has like 12 heads, and it comes
Mhm.
with the Sentinel base that lights up.
Yeah.
That
That
thing's
one.
friggin' a riot. I friggin'
Yeah.
love that figure.
I have that one too. It's still in the box. I pulled it out, looked at it, put it back in, and haven't taken it out. It looks nice. I have there's something about Jesus, I've got Mafex in my head.
Mezco.
There's something
Mezco?
about Mezco. There's something about Mezco's superheroes with like cloth suits. I don't know. I get this whole Mego feeling. It just doesn't. I don't know. For some reason, I love soft
feel
goods,
you.
but for
I
some
feel
reason,
you.
I like my superheroes with plastic suits. I don't know. It's a weird thing. I don't know. They just feel like I don't know. It's a strange thing.
If we're going,
but it is a great. That is a great figure, man. That is a great looking figure, though.
Absolutely. If we're going based on, like, let's say traditional Wolverine, I'll go out on a limb and say the what is that company? Damn it! Now I can't think. Fuck.
Marvel
I can't think of the
Legends.
company. No, it's not. It's not. Is it
McDonald's.
the ones that are? And I hate to say it here, the ones that are highly articulated. The Rebel Tech.
Yamaguchi.
The Rebel
Amazing
Tech.
Yamaguchi.
Tech.
Oh, Rebel Tech, yeah.
The amazing Yamaguchi one. Yeah, that one's super fun. Only because it's just fun to play with and pose. That's. I mean, it gets a little kooky when you get them into some real crazy poses, but I think it's just super fun for a Wolverine figure. That one's. I had a lot of fun when I got that one. I mean, actually playing with a figure. You know what I mean?
And Rob Zamora agrees. He says the Mezco soft goods look off.
Mm-hmm.
I will say for my own personal tastes that I can see that sometimes with a superhero, their soft goods can look like pajamas.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes I think they look really good. Like I think on the Christopher Reeve Superman, they look really good.
Yeah.
I actually don't mind them on this Wolverine. I think they look cool.
Yeah.
And then I think on the Dr. Fate, it looks cool. But some of the other ones,
you know what the problem is? If you were raised like, well, I mean, we were all raised in comic books, but like, I don't know, like in drawing comic books, like it was stupid because like suits in comic books would conform to contours that you'd have to like stitch into the, like what is this clothing made of? Like it would stretch over in an area, but instead of stretching, it would like conform to the pec or whatever. You know,
yeah.
So like when you see that in cloth, it looks probably more realistic on the Mezco, but it's just I don't know something about the like this. They did a good job. I think this looks pretty good. This conforms to the body in a couple places. But it's more like armor than like a suit though too. So.
But going back to the Mezco stuff, where some characters it looks kind of wonky, or like you said, like it looks like pajamas on a superhero. But then some of the soft goods, like Theodore Sodcutter, look fucking amazing on that.
They do an amazing job with them.
Looser,
it's just superhero stuff that just throws me off. Like I got that Fantastic Four set, and it looks good, but I don't know. There's something about the suits which doesn't make any sense because that's what they would be wearing and what they'd look like. But
yeah.
All right. So there we go. Man thing. Also, hey, real quick, Thundercats announced Wave 11, which maybe I'm the only one, but I am freaking excited about it because the Robert Burbles are finally being released.
Robears, baby.
Thank God we can finally build some stuff. The Robert Burbles are here, which is really funny. Whenever they would come up like in an interview with Brian Flynn, you could tell that he freaking hates them and didn't really want to make them. But if you're going to do a Thundercats line, if you get far enough, you got to make the Robert Burbles. I can tell from Trevor's face, he's very excited about this.
It sounds like you're burping or something when you say that.
Robert Burbles.
Robert Burbles. I don't know. I don't know. I have no idea.
saying.
I have no idea. Thundercats is just not within
I forgot to... Ryan, did you? I don't think Ryan said. Do you have a favorite Mezco? I mean, not a favorite Mezco. A favorite 1/12 Wolverine. Sorry, I didn't ask you.
I currently don't own any Wolverine figures, but if I had to choose, it would be the Mezco one that you have.
Nice.
That one.
Nice.
I like
That's
that Sentinel piece that comes with it. Beautiful.
Ryan's a DC fan. Don't ask him.
I am a DC fanboy.
Wait till we get to the Batman part or the Superman part. Then you could ask Ryan.
That's right.
And then the rest of the wave, we have Claudus, who was the leader of Thundera, their home planet. The Royal Thundercats Royal Guardsman, and then Luna, and I forget what her big friend is, but Luna, the leader of the Lunatics. So I was very excited to see this. We'll probably do like a 2-hour special when they finally hit about Wave 11 of Thundercats Ultimates, still going strong. Oh, I forgot to pull this, but the TMNT, the Turtles Ultimates, they're continuing. I don't know if anybody's interested, but we can pull a picture. The next wave is going to be announced next week. They're doing Super 7's doing 2003 Turtles, so they're doing the 2003 Turtles. Right. Although the picture didn't really look like them to me, but maybe I'm thinking of the wrong thing. But
please do tell me when that Thundercat special is on so I can put it on my calendar, please.
Oh, I thought you were committed as a guest to be on.
Oh,
I guess.
Well,
yeah.
If you want me doing a lot of this, Yeah,
love
then sure, I'm
Thundercats.
in.
Also, one more real quick. I just saw this and thought it was cool. I know everybody's looking for a dragon these days. So the McFarlane Game of Thrones Viserion, which I have. Oh,
I have that. Yeah, I have the original one.
Yeah.
Somewhere. GameStop. GameStop still open?
Unfortunately.
Yeah, there's actually still brick and mortar GameStops. But this
Yeah,
is a
we still- we
GameStop.
have-
There's
we
one
still
down
have
the
a
street from
GameStop
me.
in
I never
town.
even go in there.
There's his tail
Mhm.
dropped off, but I get his tail back. There's the Viserion. I'll probably get
It'll
the
grow
Frost
back.
edition. Yeah, he's fun. I think it looks really cool. Anybody else interested in a dragon? Frostbite edition? Just me?
I had a bunch of these when they first started coming out. I picked up a ton of them. They had them on clearance at Ross, and they just look like good fodder for background pieces for
Mhm.
mythics to have little dragons
Mhm.
flying around because
Yeah.
we didn't have a regular dragon. So they turn. I have
That's
like a box
really,
of these
literally
things.
the only reason I'm interested in them.
Yeah. They're just like little dragon, mosquitoes.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That's it. Frostbite edition. It is a GameStop exclusive, at least for now. I wouldn't be surprised if he ends up in other places, possibly for a lower price at some point. But yeah, McFarlane Frostbite edition, Frost Dragon.
I'm surprised we haven't seen any House of the Dragon stuff out.
Yeah.
It's just like
Yeah,
the
and
dearth
McFarlane
of
did game-
those. There's
yeah.
nothing there. Like even like 3.0 has the 1.6 rights to Game of Thrones. Whether or not they got the House of the Dragon or not, I don't know. But I would assume that they would try to. And nothing. It was a hit show. No figures. Zero.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
the new episodes start tomorrow, right?
Tomorrow. Yep.
Yeah.
What I was just about to
Get ready.
ask.
Maybe somebody
Yep.
did 1/12. I don't know. Did somebody do 1/12?
Mm-mm. Yeah. There's
No?
no House of the Dragons.
you
Diamond? No.
I haven't even thought of it, but you're
I
right.
haven't
Yeah.
seen anything.
Here we go. This is an
So weird.
opportunity.
That's weird.
And it seems
Yeah.
kind of. I mean, maybe it's just me, but it seems kind of late for them to release this Frostbite edition of this dragon. Don't you think? I mean, I don't know. It just
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
right?
it's a little late in the game, don't you think? To
Why?
release
Because the
the
show
next-
ended 7 years ago.
Yeah, it's like wow, really now? Now you're doing it?
Not
Like, what the
well.
hell? Like
McFarlane's on his own schedule, dude.
he
That's what
do
that is.
totally.
He don't give
totally
I'm
is.
sure they must have had a
Yeah.
meeting and they were like, you know what? We never got Doneth a
Yeah.
Frostbite edition dragon.
Exactly.
We need to get this out.
Someone
Fire it
get the-
up. Fire up the
fire-
old molds.
Yeah. Hey,
What's up,
Len. What's
Len?
up, Len?
What's happening,
Hey,
dude?
big shout out to Len. Thanks, buddy. I got my shirts in the mail when I got home the other day, and I appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you big time.
Here, speaking of some shirts, freaking was looking for my Legion's Lounge shirt. Couldn't find it anywhere. Whenever I'm trying to find one specific shirt, I can only find the other 50 that I have, not the one that I needed to put on. Damn it. But this is a dope ass
You don't have
shirt.
them alphabetically ordered in your closet?
No,
Come on,
it's
man.
it's
Color,
crazy.
color coordinated.
It's madness. It's madness in my house, my friend. Also, hey, real quick, Heroes Convention going on currently. Although actually, it might have ended for today, but then there's a third day tomorrow. Heroes Convention down in Charlotte, North Carolina, Charlotte Convention Center. If you're anywhere in striking distance, excuse me, it looks like a cool show.
What, Jesse? Oh my god.
Ish and all those guys are down there. Grabbed a couple of photos here. Here's Lauren and Jackie saying hi. Hi, guys.
Nice.
Yeah.
And then I guess this is a street team event, right? Yeah, there's the Horseman banners. There's a Chris James van, and that might be Jordan from the back there.
That is true.
Street team event. So saw some cool pictures from the show. Would love to have been down there. Anybody ever go to Heroes Con before? I know a bunch of people went last year.
Have not. I'd be going to a lot more of these small ones if I wasn't going to SDCC.
Yeah. Actually, here it is.
Nice.
Boom, right here.
There you go.
There's Jordan from yesterday. And then somebody sent this picture, pretty cool Batman comic here. And this is
JR.
this is a Romita, I think, right?
Yeah.
Ryan, aren't you a
JR.
big John Romita guy? Yeah.
Romita Jr. Yeah.
What's that?
John Romita Jr.
Yeah. and looks like there's something written on it. You guys
What
make
the
that out?
fuck?
I can't make that out. What's written on there?
You
that?
you skipped ahead to that, and I was
What
like,
is
get
that?
the hell out of here.
What is
It's
did somebody write on this comic?
How are we
Dude.
skipping over
What the
that?
hell? Who would write on a John Romita Jr. comic? It looks like it was John Romita Jr.
Looks like it to me, buddy.
saying,
Dude, that's-
"How, Rygon? How did your name get on this comic from John Romita Jr.? That's crazy. What the hell is going on here? Is this a
I don't know,
comic
man.
signed by John Romita Jr.?
Hell yeah, it is.
Hold on a second. Happy birthday, Ryan!
Hey!
It's Ryan's birthday
Happy
weekend.
birthday, buddy.
It's your birthday weekend?
That's
Damn.
right.
Yeah, I didn't say anything.
It's actually Monday, right? Is it Monday?
Yeah.
Happy
Nice.
birthday, my friend.
Damn straight,
you.
buddy.
Happy birthday,
Yeah.
buddy.
Yep, this is just a little birthday present.
Oh, that's
we
great.
got you. So happy
I
birthday. We
appreciate
knew that
that.
you were a big John Romita Jr. fan. Eric and
Great
I
cover too.
had a powwow as to what would be the best comic to get signed by John Romita Jr. for Ryan.
And I said Batman, 100%.
No question, Batman. Here we go. The happy birthdays are rolling in. Amber says, "That's so cool." Amber, of course, helped tip us off. Don't forget, it's Ryan's birthday. Here we go. Jesse's saying happy birthday.
Yup.
Kevin McCoy saying happy birthday. Jeremy Govier in the house. People calling us, Steph calling us sweet. Happy birthday, Ryan. Happy birthday, Rye Guy. Everybody, please wish Ryan a very,
Thank you.
very happy birthday. Amber
Hell
says,
yeah,
happy
brother.
birthday, you stud. She stole
That's
my
right.
line. Everybody's saying happy birthday.
That's right.
But yeah, we even got you a virtual cake. Here you go. The Batman cake.
That's fucking sweet, man. Shit.
For our resident DC fan. Happy birthday, Ryan. And gotta give a huge shout out to this man right here, Wholesome Morlock, Jordan, my dude, because this is sort of how
The
it
man.
broke down. We've been trying to reach John Romita Jr. for a while, and he doesn't respond to anything. Probably because he gets like a billion people reaching out to him. But when I was looking at the Heroes Con stuff a few days ago, I saw that JRJ, John Romita Jr., was going to be at Heroes Con, and I'm like, oh my God, here's our chance. I reached out to Jordan and said, dude, can you help us out? And he was like, you got it, man. I got you. So Jordan is the man who made it happen down in Heroes Con,
Nice.
acquired the comic, got it signed by John Romita Jr. So Jordan made it happen. Jordan, if you're still here, you hear this later, you are the freaking man. Thank you so much for making this happen.
Hell
Because we got this for Rhino.
yeah. Yes, sir.
I love you
Happy
guys.
birthday, buddy.
You guys are the fucking best, man. Thank you
Got
so
it, yeah.
much.
You,
No
you
problem.
know that's got to be up on a wall, bro. That's got to
Oh,
be
it is.
freaking-
It's going right here
Absolutely.
where I can look at it every day.
Absolutely. That's
Yeah.
fucking awesome, dude.
So there you go.
Great cover.
Hell yeah.
Thank you so much,
So that's
man.
it. Happy birthday. Steph, to answer your question, no, that was just the cake was just a screenshot I found on the internet. Sorry, Ryan, it's not a real cake.
It's all good.
It might have been a real
Absolutely.
cake, but you can't
Yeah,
eat it.
so that'll get sent up to you. Thank you again, Jordan. You're the man, and thank you, Ryan, for being born.
Thank you, Jordan.
Damn straight.
Oh, I appreciate you guys. Man. I'm crying over here. Sons of bitches.
Oh. All right. All right. None of that stuff. Just kidding. You can if you want. Oh, we're here already? Damn. Okay. All right. So moving on. One of the things I wanted to talk about was Star Wars, and I haven't had a chance to talk about this in particular on a live stream yet, but Hasbro announced their next Haslab project. As expected, it's another TVC project because they've had some success with those. The Ghost was a big success last year. They're doing a TVC episode 4 Cantina set, which I'm super excited about the idea. I think it looks really cool. Lots of little bits and pieces, all kinds of cool stuff. My only issue is, and I had the video queued up. We can play the video. We don't have to play the video though. But hold on a second.
Yeah, don't play videos, dude. We might get canceled again.
Yeah, right. It's a promotional video, so I think it would be okay. And on top of that, we've got some really cool, highly sought after TVC figures that are a part of the release, including the Tatonica sisters for the first time, I think, ever, at least in TVC, right? I don't even know if they came out in Power of the Fourth. I don't think so.
No. They had a problem with their likeness. Because they didn't secure that stuff back then for the toys and things like that. So those they were holding out. At least I think both of them were holding out, and then one of them passed away, and the other one finally just said, "Yeah, go ahead and do it."
Yeah. So, very cool. Let me pull this down real quick and pull up one of the screen. Here we go. So here we go. So now we've got just the Haslab page on Hasbro Pulse. So again, lots of pieces.
Oh man, that hasn't really moved.
So yeah, I'm sort of getting to burying the lead here a little bit, and that's there are two offerings. Where'd it go? Sorry, I'm looking for the. Oh, here it is, right here. I was looking at it.
Yeah.
There's two price points. There's a deluxe version and a basic version. The basic version is actually pretty great. You just get like more walls, I think, with the deluxe.
Yeah.
The thing is, holy crap! It's either $400 or $500 for the set. Like, and a TVC Cantina, I would think that would be just an absolute smash back. No problem for me. Especially since it's coming with figures that we've never gotten before, might never see again. But I don't know, man. $400 or $500 for this set seems crazy to me. And part of that, I think, is I did back that Jabba Palace playset.
Same, yeah. Well, that was just a buy. That wasn't even a Haslab, right?
Yeah, it wasn't a Haslab.
Was
it was just a set. That was $230, I think, for the whole thing. And it was just this past week was on sale. You could get it for like $150 or something, or $180 or something.
Yeah, I had a feeling I should have held off on that because I had a feeling it would be on sale. And it was just one of those things of like, well, I don't know what they're doing here. It might be limited, and you got to learn, man. You never know.
But like,
that came up with a lot of stuff, though. It's a pretty good set.
So this is kind of what I'm saying is that this TVC set, yes, it has the There we go. Where's the accessory picture? It has more accessories, like in numbers, than the Jabba. The Jabba playset, but a lot of them are just the same cups. There's like 100 cups that all look exactly the same. The Jabba playset had like a spit with a little animal on it, all kinds of goblets and bottles and tons of crazy stuff that made it feel like a ton of stuff and a figure for $230. And I felt like I overpaid at $230, especially since it was on sale for $180 this past week. But like, I think this price is just bonkers compared to that.
I agree with Kevin Hamilton. $250 max for this set. No $500 or even $400. No way, man. No way.
Here's the thing, like, your opinion, like, is obviously like we're gonna vote with our wallets, right? You know what I mean? Like, I hate seeing all again. I hate to delve into this, but the videos that are gonna come out, and I knew they would, that would be like, this is what they want to get for it. I don't know why. I mean, this is a huge company. They're paying a fortune for this license. There's a lot of people involved in this stuff, and they want to make a profit, and they want to make a good profit, because they've got shareholders and stuff. So this is what a company like this is going to charge for this. Yeah, I heard people saying, like, you could probably get these 3D files, and a lot of the stuff you can already get the 3D files for. Somebody's already made. You got to print them, you got to put them together, you got to paint them. that might not even be worth $400 to you right there. I don't know, but it is what it is. My problem with it is like for $400, and photography wise, like my friend Matt Cohen, shooting the Galaxies, working for Hasbro now, did a fucking amazing job shooting these images for this thing. Like if you look at the sexy images for this, they're fantastic and it looks great. And for me, that's what I wanted. But if you look at it, you back up. There's no roof. There's no roof. There's no ceiling. There's no floor, which could have just been cardboard or a simple sheet of plastic, you know, with some openings for lights and stuff. They've got some openings in the windows, and they were showing it yesterday. They did a little video about setting it up, and Matt was on it with Emily, I think her name is. I don't know if that's her name. But anyway, like showing, like putting lights behind the windows to make it look like light is coming through, and it looks great. But like this, I don't even know. Like even the top of it looks unfinished to me. It looks just like we didn't bother to just like close off that part, the top of the bar with like a piece of flat plastic. It just seems weird that they did it this way. And like
even if the top part was removable so that you could put
absolutely if you want to get in there,
but at least
take a shot from the top or whatever,
at least finish it off.
See,
floor. I mean, if you take a shot with the for photography wise, and the thing is, like they kept talking about for photography, and I know there's a lot of people into toy photography. It's an offshoot of the hobby of collecting, but there are a lot more people who are not, and just want a way to display this. And I see a lot of people saying, I don't know how I'm going to put this on a shelf and make it look interesting. You know what I mean? On a shelf. So I don't know, man. I was like all about it when it first came out, and then they kept saying like, "Oh, you get like 20 more glasses with the extended set." I'm like, glasses? What am I doing?
Look at the glasses are all the same
like,
for the most part.
I'm gonna have like 3 figures holding glasses in this thing, you know, maybe 10. Like I don't need 30 of them. Like what am I? You know, it's weird.
Yeah, the other 28 of them are gonna be in a box somewhere. You know what I
mean?
And
the thing is, they've had like I said, it's especially on the heels of a lot of the stuff that they've done. You know what I mean? Like they've got like that fucking Tantive hallway. I've got two of I just mean the diorama sets that they've put out. I've got 2 of those Tantive hallways because they can't fucking get rid of them. They keep going on sale. There's a million of them. And even like the Tatooine stuff, there's the Jabba Palace set that we were talking about that I have that is really big, and this thing is not twice as big as that, and that's half the price and feels like it comes with more unique accessories. They did another piece of the Jabba Palace that they just released like in Walmart. So like the walls and stuff, like you have like this color stuff, much less expensive, already out there, like as part of people's collections. And even if they didn't include a roof, I'm okay with that. You know what I mean? Because you want to be able to see in the playset, see the figures. But I agree. Give me a floor for it's a Haslab for kind of like.
And do the tables light up? Those little round tables? Do the little
they're open from below, so you can put like a tea light in there or something, but they don't give you the light. So you got to go and bring your own light. And they even could have just like included like a little those little bulb lights that you could have just stuck underneath it. You know what I mean? Like even just include those or whatever.
I agree with this.
Every one of those tables should light up. Yep, exactly, Nate. Exactly. Yeah, that's crazy.
But
man.
I mean, here's the thing: to justify the price, yes, to sell it and make it work. But it is what it is. This is what they want to get for this. You know, I'm not going to sit there and, you know, is it overpriced? I think it's overpriced. I still want it, but I still think it's overpriced.
Did you back it?
I haven't yet, but I'm thinking about it. I don't know. I feel like this might be one of those things that if it gets backed, and I think that it will, that I might be able to pick up afterwards, like kind of like at this point, the Sentinel or Galactus, you can basically buy those for cost, if not a little bit less, if people are trying to get rid of them because they bought too many. I don't know if this is going to be one of those investment things where people buy a lot of them and try to sell them off because the way it's going, it doesn't look like it's going to sell well.
Well, here's the thing,
I think you'd be able to get it afterwards.
Well, here's the thing. Doesn't that suggest just the opposite, though? Because it's a little over halfway. I think it'll probably make it, but I don't think people are buying multiples of these. So this seems like the kind of Haslab that just barely makes it over the finish line.
Yes.
Those are the ones that normally shoot up in value, because when they hit later, there's not this massive supply. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's been the case, but I could see something like this just because, like, I think Greedo, again, they keep blowing it with these, like, stretch goals, too, I think. Like, Greedo is, like, a figure, like, you can get in the Vintage series. It's not, like, even something, Werher, obviously, but that comes with it. That's great. The Sisters comes with it. That's great. I do like some of the other stretch goals, the longer stretch goals. The guy with the 4 arms is cool. But I'm not a big vintage collection. I like the vintage collection. I'm into it now. But I don't need to have everything carded. And then you got them carded and you don't want to take them off the card, because the only way they're going to be available is through this. So then you can't even use them in the scene unless you're willing to open them. It's I don't know, man. It's here. The Ghost was a great value. Wasn't the Ghost $400?
I thought it was less than 4.
I thought it might have been less than 4, man. The Ghost is incredible. I mean, a vehicle like that you can open up and looks like something you can put if you have the space for it. I don't right now, but I did back it. But this, I don't know. This just feels like there's no way to display this, and that's what people were saying. Like, people who are not into photography. But you look at that one, that third shot, like looking through the doorway. It's a great shot, but it looks like. Like, where's the rest of the ceiling? You know what I mean? I can't. I have to make that up. I have to AI that in Photoshop or something. I don't know, man. It's a weird thing for photographers, and it's a weird thing for people just collecting, because 20 cups, 20 additional cups. Who cares? I don't need
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
like,
who gives a shit about cups,
weird
man?
Thing, man?
There wasn't even that many cups in the bar scene, anyways.
Yeah, I'm normally the kind of person who's like, all right, if there's a deluxe option for a big ticket item like this, just get the deluxe. But here you're getting a couple of more booths, some stools, like some chairs. Like, it already comes with plenty of that stuff. You don't really need more. So maybe I downshift to the to the regular version, and it's great that it comes with the Tonica Sisters, and Wuher, the whatever the bartender's name is. But then when you want to talk about the tiers, the unlocked tiers, like you were talking about, having Greedo as a first tier is it's not that much of an incentive, because Greedo's out there. But if you after him, they get very interesting.
Yeah.
Like, you get
Nabrin
multi-arm
Leeds
alien
cool.
gas mask guy.
Yep.
The werewolf guy. Like, I want these two figures. We're never going to get these.
I know. You're never going to get those figures. Not. Sadly. And it's strange because, like, the floor could have been, I mean, I hate to harken back to the Rancor, but it could have been cardboard. You know what I mean? It could have been, like,
for a floor,
a piece that, or even just a slim piece of, like, what do you call that? That plastic that's just very. It doesn't have to be much. It just could be a textured sand base. I think it was just sand.
It could have been. It could have been an insert. It could have been one of the inserts in the box. I mean, you know what I mean? Those boxes, I'm sure.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, just a piece of cardboard that you put underneath of it, right?
Yeah,
but made to order, you could have just given a piece of plastic. Look.
Yes, absolutely.
It needs more
I agree.
But
I don't know,
Kirby
man.
says,
it sucks because I would like to get it, but it is if the basic set was $253, I'd be all over it. At $4, don't suggest cardboard. I don't even care, man. Who cares? I'll be putting a piece of felt underneath it if I get it with some sand on top of it. That's all I'm doing.
Something at least.
Or texturizing a piece of cardboard, quite frankly, with some textured sand spray paint. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I'll do. Gamorrean Guard. I don't know. There's a lot of aliens in there that they've never done before that they could have done. That they could have come with it. And I think if it came with more figures, I mean, you talk about those figures of like $20. Well, maybe now they're 23 at this point, which is crazy. No, I guess the vintage collection is still like $18.
Yeah, it's not over 20 yet.
18, 36, 40, what is that? 40, $50
I went
for
to
three
law
of them or
school, I don't
something
know.
like that. Yeah, like $54 or something for 3 figures. That's what it comes with. That's $54 worth of figures. But that's out of $400. That's $50.
Mm-hmm.
But give me like $100 worth of figures for $400 and I'm in. You know, let me populate this because not a lot of people have all these figures that go in here. You know what I mean? Some of these things are classic figures. You watch the video that they even put out yesterday about, and the woman I think it's Emily, but Emily and Matt were both saying they pulled stuff from their own collection to bring into it to show it full with all the aliens and stuff that are supposed to be in there. But not a lot of people have those. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people don't have those. They're older figures. Some of them are like, classic figures. So give me more. Give me more of those to populate it. I don't know. It's gonna have a tough haul, man. I thought it was doing well when it hit like 3,500 or something pretty quickly, but then it is just sat there for 200 over the course of like 3 days is not good. It's not a good thing.
Yeah, but I still think that over halfway right now,
it'll make it.
Probably speaks well for it. I thought the same thing with the Rancor though. Like that was the first one where I was like, I'm like, it's a Black Series Rancor. It's gonna make it. It's obviously gonna make it. And then it didn't because it was one of those things where once the public opinion was out there and caught some steam, people were like, nope. And I backed it.
Yeah.
Like I backed the Rancor. And typically with these Haslabs, my theory is if I'm interested, I might as well just back it because you don't get charged, right? Mm-hmm. And then you can always make the decision later, and maybe the decision gets made for you, but at least you have the option to buy it if you want to, if you backing it helps the numbers go up and it keeps going. But I got to be honest with you, I haven't because I just don't know. Like, I don't even know if in the end, if I would bite the bullet and just say, you know what? The whole thing is silly. I'm going to pay way too much because it's too cool. Because I just don't know that I'm seeing it. Like, I feel like for what they had to play with as far as material to make something out of, I don't think they took it far enough where I think the Jabba Palace is better. I think it's better.
Yeah, I think it's better. And my brother brings up a good point. For that price, you think they'd at least put a wash on the furniture. And like, yeah, it's supposed to be, worn. It's like, it's a worn, that's the whole thing of Star Wars, right? It's worn in and none of it looks really like well weathered or, I mean, the stairs that I'm looking at, and it doesn't even look finished. You look at the back of the bar, those 2 openings. Like, what if I want to shoot from coming in that area? Well, then I've got like this unfinished plastic opening. Like, like why is that unfinished? Why is the top of the bar, the U part, unfinished? Why is over the little alcoves, like, why does that not have a little top on it or a little squared off piece? Even if those came off, even if they slid off so you could put a light, I don't know what the purpose of that is. I know there's little lights that they said that you could, if you shine a light in it, there's little sort of little bright clear pieces that will light up. But I mean, like, I got to bring my own light. It's just, I don't know. It's just very strange, man. It seems like they made it for photography and yet not everybody's a photographer. And like, how do you display this thing with these open, like that doesn't look finished. It looks unfinished. Like that's
the front end of that bar is way too clean too. Way too clean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's meant to be a play set, which I don't know. They used to, they used to use cardboard and stuff for the background.
I think it's just way too big of an investment. I mean, this is just my personal approach on it, but I think it's just way too much of an investment for a single scene from the first movie. You know what I mean?
That's an iconic scene, though. That is an iconic scene.
It is, but it's almost like you can. I mean, if you wanted to make a diorama or a download a picture of that backdrop to set your figures up in front of to kind of represent that scene in your collection, if you're that much of a fan of the scene, but a $500 investment to do it, I don't know. Like I said, and especially as unfinished and unweathered as this one is, And
you don't want to go and weather something like this as much as you'd want to, because it's like, I guess if you look at it as an investment, I might back it too. I know Bill backed it, and I still think I might, but I have definitely talked myself out of the deluxe version, there's no way. I don't need that much. Like I don't, even if I were taking a picture, I couldn't get that much of it in the scene to make it worthwhile. So there's no point to that. I don't really know what the point of that is.
They should have given us for that price. Give me the band. Give me the freaking band too, or at least an.
Well, they said you can't. They have the set with the band that you can get, that box set. Although if you don't have that right now, you better go be looking for that right now because it's gonna be
through the roof,
unavailable soon. But they did say that I guess the area where the band was filmed. This is based on the blueprints of the set that they had. The band was filmed after in a different place, so it wasn't part of the set. But they did show that you can get the band in one of those alcoves. It's a little tight, but you can get them in there, and they do they do fit. But I don't know.
Shit, I remember back in the day when I was collecting 3 3/4 Star Wars. I was part of the Star Wars fan club when you had to special order those band members. Remember they came in the little white boxes? Remember those?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I remember having all the band members in those little stupid boxes. And I remember almost killing my my wife at that time for opening one of those boxes. Like, what did you get in the mail? And like ripped open one of those boxes. I was like, oh Jesus! I was like. You didn't just do that. as an inbox collector, you know the pain. Bill? Trust me.
Yeah. Coming to the stage.
What's going on, Bill? Man. What's up?
You're muted, bud.
Oh, mute, buddy. Muted.
You're unmuted.
Hey, can you hear me now?
There you go.
Yep. Sorry. All right, cool. I came on to explain why I backed it and like what my angle is here. So
go for it.
So I am all about the figures on this one, and I want them so bad. But so like my thing is like I'm only gonna follow through with the backing. I'm only gonna order it if the whole thing gets unlocked, which it's got a long time to go from there. But I backed it to like,
So you want all the figures.
Yep.
You're not just looking at the figures that come with it. Yeah.
All 6. So like there's that part of it. So like once I get that, if all 6 happen, I'm gonna stick with it. And then the other thing is I'm gonna part some pieces out. I'm just gonna keep I'm probably not even gonna keep the bar. I'm at least gonna keep one alcove for like Han and Greedo scene, like that scene. And then I can part out like the other parts of the like set, like the modular pieces for $50 to $80 a pop, and people will buy them.
Absolutely.
The set is super modular, so I figure if I can get it down to like 20 a piece per figure, it's basically what they are these days. They're like $18 now, so that's my angle, is I'm gonna part it out.
And that's the thing.
Yeah, that's a strategy too. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, for sure.
Like Victoria's Cantina, I know she was kind of trying to like not push, but like she really wants the set, so she's encouraging people to back.
Yeah.
And I think one of the main reasons is because of those figures, because of the Tonica sisters. Like
for her, the Tonica sisters for sure.
I think that's huge. I gotta be honest with you, I want them too. Like, and I want the bar. But it's just, I honestly don't know, like, if it crossed the finish line, if I would keep my pledge or not once I backed it. So, I don't know. It's a tough one for me because I didn't think...
If it doesn't hit all 6, I'm canceling.
Because I don't think the value's there if you don't get all 6. But,
It's barely
I don't think they're offering enough.
6,
I don't think they're offering enough to get people for that. You know what I mean? It's a different world than it was with the barge... and even like the Razor Crest, like I don't know. I think people are looking at the end game and like feeling like it's never going to make it there. You know what I mean? Like it's not. Hey, let's go. Let's get everything. It's just like, what are you giving me for this $400? Because if this thing doesn't make it, I'm not paying $400 for 3 figures and some 32 glasses. I just don't.
Well, the sail barge number 1 is just, and the sail barge was like the first one, right? And it was a complete massive environment, the first thing kind of its kind, right? And then like the Razor,
if you think about what you get in each one, like the biggest difference probably from just looking at this is the paint. You know what I mean? And you get sort of something that looks like it's fully
complete
and enclosed, and you know, like you sort of get a complete. And I think that's one of the problems with a diorama set, in like any diorama set, is it's never going to have that same feeling of like a ship or, you know, like a vehicle or something. But like,
but I think they could have made it that way.
The amount of sculpture, the amount of plastic, the amount of interchange, you know, the number of pieces, the amount of figures, a lot of it is actually more than the barge. It's just the barge it was just a very pulled together, like kind of like a perfect feeling thing, you know?
Yeah, I mean, the barge felt complete. I mean, you're right. It's a ship, but like there was it wasn't like the back of it was open or anything like that, or even the front of it, like where you could open it up to get into it. They didn't leave it open. You know, they put a cover over it. And that's why I feel like this is like, yeah, for photography, it's going to be great, but I am going to have to craft a ceiling for this, or I'm going to have to wait for somebody to create a 3D model to plop over the top of this. And somebody was saying even like the Lego set had like the domes and stuff that would have been over the round door. And like, I don't think that would have been too much to add. Again, Hasbro's charging what they think they want to charge for it based on the costs, based on the production, based on the shipping, and based on what they want to make. And that's where people have the problem,
and the
I think, is what they want to make. It's what they want to
big.
make. Yeah, they don't care if you have this or not. You know, they want to sell it. But if they don't get the price that they want, they don't really care if you have it or not.
It's not happening.
Yeah,
it's big. It's big, but they're including in the footprint like a lot of open, like I don't know, like you could configure it in different ways. Like, yes, like if you take in all the space, it's like as big as like the giant, or bigger than the Millennium Falcon, right, or something like that, the big one. But I don't know. It's just. I just don't see. And the thing is, the reason why I sound so pained in my voice is because I would love to be loving this and thinking about where am I going to set it up at. I can't wait to put all these little creatures in this little bar area. Like and the thing is, some of it is like now it's just, you know, me wanting what I want and they're not making what I want. That same thing. But like, I would love for a Haslab to be like complete, like, and I wouldn't even care if the price was ridiculous. If the item looked ridiculous, like electronics, lights, like different things, like I wouldn't mind paying a ridiculous price for something that had stuff that you just don't get in a normal toy. This doesn't look like stuff you don't get in a normal toy. This looks like stuff they're already making, maybe a little bit more plastic.
It also looks like just thrown in pieces of 3D printed, unpainted 3D printed parts.
Yeah.
I mean, that picture right there, I mean, speaks volumes to that. I mean, if someone told me that, it'd be like, hey, here's a bunch of 3D printed parts that you can paint yourself. And I'd be like, okay, I guess I got a lot of painting to do. But when you're paying that much money for that, please give me a little bit of paint apps to it. A little bit. I mean, even try. You know what I mean?
That's the biggest thing.
Yeah, it's like they're not even
look
trying.
How cool.
See that?
Like, from a photography standpoint, if this came with this, and this is it. They've done a great job with all the details and stuff. But I mean, this is what I want. I want lights over this. I want a little bit of like maybe translucent, you know, clear plastic to diffuse that light, and I want this ceiling. I want this because I want to, like I was saying, from that door, if I want to come in from that door and shoot something, it can't be open, it can't be black. This is just sand on the floor, or like it's dirt, or like it's worn concrete, or whatever the hell it is. How hard is that? It's not that expensive. And somebody will come up with, somebody will design the ceiling for it, and you'll pay another, you know, $40 for the file and have to print it yourself, or $150 to get it. And you know, this guy's done like all this stuff, like it looks great. Like, look at that. Like that's what I want. Yeah, that's what I want to take a picture of and make it look like that, and not have to, you know, AI the top or crop in so that you don't see anything. It's going to be kind of impossible. I mean, Matt did a great job.
It's not just what you want; it's what you need if you want the shot to look right.
Yeah,
but even it's interesting when you watch the little video that they put together about displaying it. Matt, the photographer, talks about how he created a little like ceiling basically out of cardboard for the bar to like bring the light through. And I'm like, that's because you need that. Like, it's just killing me, man. I don't know. It's like, that's what you need. So I don't know. I love the idea of it. I really want it. Are the seats even brown like that? Don't they look gray? I don't know.
They're gray.
because they are supposed to be brown like that. I know you can buy
Where's the
Some of the chairs are brown and some of
tables
them
are gray.
Yeah.
But I don't know. But, I mean, that's what you want to see. You know what I mean? You want to see all this up here.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is not a. This is like. So actually, do I have it right here? Hold on. This is like. Like this place set right here. Right?
That's what I was talking about.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like 10 of these.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this is like a $50 play set with a couple.
But look at the
figures.
weathering on that.
It's,
That's nice.
Yeah, I wonder if it's going to be as plain as these photos show. Like I can't imagine. Like just looking at the other Haslabs, like I just
If you want
have
to
a
go
hard-
back to that, John, I didn't mean to.
I hope it doesn't come out that clean.
Yeah, the chairs aren't painted brown. The chairs are definitely brown. They've always been brown. And if they're not going to paint them, they're showing them as gray in that picture. And I'm just wondering if like, hey, these are 3D printed parts, and we're going to paint them all up for you. But then there are like the bar pieces that are painted.
Mm-hmm.
So what color are those chairs going to be? Like, show me what I'm getting. I don't know.
They look like a brownish gray.
I know
Yeah,
it's a
it's like
render, but like.
It's just a different color resin is all it is, like a brownish resin, but it's not painted. It's definitely not painted.
No.
I just can't believe, like I said, just the tables, those circular tables, that the lights it doesn't have a light feature in it. I mean,
it's a
if you look
translucent little light on the top of them, so you can, and it's open, so you can put a light underneath them, but they don't give you the lights.
Yeah, but it's
for
more
them, which
cost to
is-
the end user, and it's like, you know, I mean, not everybody's a expert on like, here, I know how to light these up, you know what I mean, or
Yeah.
where to
It
get
would be
the
such a.
parts.
It seems like it would be such a simple thing. Like, you know, how much do 8 of those tea lights cost on Amazon? Not a lot. Pretty freaking cheap. So they could include a bag of them, charge you $20 more probably.
Yeah,
and
little
make-
tiny puck
and
lights.
still be
or
making money
something,
on it.
or- Yeah.
I don't know.
There's just a lot. Like, I know it is what it is, and this is what, you know, they figure it's worth, but I just don't.
I think
see
it's
it.
overpriced.
Yeah.
You know, I definitely think it's overpriced. Even the $400 set.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like $400. You know, it really is just like, I don't know, half a dozen play set, you know, of their typical sort of play sets with a bunch of accessories. But the appeal to me is the figures. And I know for a fact, like, I'll be able to sell those individual. There's 3 alcoves. I'll probably keep the facade and stick that behind my Razor Crest, and I'll keep one of the alcoves for the Han and Greedo, because they're going to be doing a new Han too. They're doing they're redoing all of the New Hope stuff, or at least like, you know, the main heroes, and so like, and I think it's like completely new molds for those. Maybe not Chewbacca, but yeah. So I'll get pretty much most of my money back, and to the point where I'll have spent $20 per figure.
Yeah, I definitely think you would. Like, if it funded, you'd be able to sell anything you wanted out of the set, you know?
Yeah.
I guess I'm just frustrated because I want to love it. And if they were going to do
me too.
this, man, Brian Brink.
What's up, Brian?
Brian Brink is the man who tracks all of these Haslabs and crowdfunded things. He does
That's
some
right.
great charts and
Charts.
graphs. He's applied
Yeah, I've
his
seen those.
his profession to these projects, and I think all of his charting and stuff shows up on geekdadlife.com if you want to check it out.
Mhm.
So I'm sure that Brian
And
will be
his
tracking
trending
his
for
project.
this one is not good.
Yeah.
I think it looks like it might fund, but that's about it. That's the problem. It's not doing nearly as well as the last few. And
And
ones
of
that
all of
actually
them,
did fund.
this one really has to. It's got to hit those. It's got to hit those stretch goals. That 4-armed alien is insane. I forget his name.
Yeah, because I
but,
think a
that
lot of
thing's
people are like you,
amazing.
Bill. I think a lot of people are looking for those figures, and if they don't get those figures, I think a lot of people are going to back out.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I mean, I'm going to put it. I'll put down for the basic set probably, and I'm probably going to do the same thing Bill does. If we don't get everything, I just might pull out of it. I don't know. Oh, we're in the way. Yeah, so there we go. That's the red line there. It's not looking good.
Oof.
What's the bottom? What's that bottom one? The brownish one.
Is that the Ghost? Or
The
is that
sail
no,
barge.
that's the yellow one?
The sail barge is
The
Yeah.
the
sail
brown one.
barge?
Yeah.
Yeah, sail barge.
Yep.
Which didn't have as much of a goal, I don't think, at the time. I think it was.
Well,
it was,
it's yeah, and it didn't even hit 10K, right? Is that right?
Mhm,
Am I reading this
mhm.
right? So
yeah.
like
mhm.
we're talking $17,000 for this thing to top out, right?
Mhm.
Mhm.
Or 17,000 units, not money, but units
For everything.
for it
Yeah,
to
yeah,
top
yeah.
out,
Mhm.
right? So
Yep.
that's up in like
Razor Crest territory.
Razor Crest territory. Yeah.
Well, I guess Razor Crest took off, but like, yeah, right at the end. But I mean, those jumps at the end are always like the retailers like buying in once they know it's going to be funded and it's doing well. So even like the Ghost jumped up to over 20, but that was in like the last day because, you know, I think it probably would have been 15 to 16 or something for just your average backer or whatever.
Mhm.
And I don't know, man. I don't see that happening here. I just think
And then
there's
as
too
soon-
many negatives.
And then as soon as the
Sadly.
Razor Crest funded, they blew it up.
Yeah, that killed me.
Yeah, it's like
What? Yeah,
It's still
I didn't
great.
love
I
that.
still love that thing though.
Vader
man. It's a
died, and
great-
I still love Vader.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
That's well, yeah, but yeah. Well, that's what some people had said. Like, well, the sail barge blew up too. What's the difference there? And to me, it was
Yeah,
like,
it's
well, the
true.
difference is Return of the Jedi had already been around for 40 years,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
the sail
Mhm.
barge was already iconic. They had just showed me the Razor Crest for the first time.
Literally just showed it to you.
when they advertised the Haslab, I don't even know if I remembered the name, the Razor Crest. But when they advertised it as a Haslab, I'm like, oh, okay, this is going to be like an iconic thing. Him flying around in his ship for the next 3 years, so it means something. I've only known about this ship for since the show came out, and then they blew it up, and I was like, oh, I guess it's not iconic.
But again,
Maybe
it doesn't.
20 years
It
from now it
feels
will be.
all those things feel like the Ghost, the Razor Crest, the sail barge. Like I said earlier, it feels complete. Like it's almost a display piece that you could put up if you never open the thing up, if you never put figures in it, if you whatever. It looks like a complete thing. This, without the ceiling, without the floor, just doesn't display as like even like a play. It doesn't feel like a play set. I mean, yeah, play sets back in the day had like a cardboard backdrop. That was the Cantina set that I had when I was a kid. But it doesn't feel. It feels unfinished. It feels like I'm getting a bunch of 3D parts from somebody that they, I don't know, man. I want more for that amount of money. I want a finished piece that looks good on the shelf, closed up, whatever, whatever. I don't know. It's very. Oh, what's Brian saying?
I'll be right back, guys.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. Like he said, because I was watching Geek Dad Like, and they said that he doesn't put the ones that have failed on, but I would like to see the ones that have failed.
Yeah, so we can sort. And one thing he noted in his chart, no problem, Brian, for showing the chart. Well, I need to move my panel light around, but one thing he noted was that would be the shortest Haslab, so it's just like 32 days.
Yeah,
So it's got like
which is ballsy.
10 days less. Why would they cut? Like they
What's
must have
what's
known.
the end date?
Sorry,
Hold on, I got it.
July 8th.
So
And you got the July 4th weekend in there, so you're gonna have like 3 days that are just lost.
Mm-hmm.
Where
And you
people
got
might not be paying
SDCC
attention.
coming up that people are going to be, saving up for. Not that everybody's going to SDCC, but there's going to be a lot of things dropping whether you're there or not. I mean, there's never a good time for a Haslab or a Kickstarter. I mean, it's just unless it's like a reasonably priced something or other, because there's always something coming out. There's always somebody putting out a Kickstarter. There's always a wave dropping from somebody. But for $400, man, you got to make me go, oof, I can do without X and get this instead. And right now I'm like, ooh, I got to find a way to justify this, man. It's just not
Like they must have
and
known.
think
They must
about-
have known. Sorry, go ahead.
No, and think about like buying parts later on that will complete it for me. And that doesn't make me happy. I don't like to buy something that I then have to finish, somehow. pay more money for. It's just it's crazy. Like if you look at those pictures that I was showing of the 3D rendering, like if you go a distance and shoot through it, you're gonna see a ceiling and a floor. Like I can't do a shot like these environment shots that I do in an interior without showing at least a floor, if not the ceiling. You know what I mean? And that's if a ceiling you can pretend that it's like a castle and it's really high. If it's meant to be there, like some of the cosmic shots, it's got to be there because at some point you're going to see it in the distance. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It just doesn't make any sense to me. It's really weird.
Yeah. So that's the TVC Haslab Cantina.
Okay. We got a super chat.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, I was finishing up the TVC first. Curtis Ackerman, $4.99 super chat. Thanks, Curtis. Appreciate you. Question for the group: if you had to recommend a single 1/6 scale figure to somebody that isn't Mondo or Star Wars related, so nothing by Mondo and nothing Star Wars related, what would it be? I'd have to know what they liked first of all.
Wide world, man. Like narrow it down to like
and taking out all of Mondo. So whatever
Marvel
the property is, or
Lord of the Rings,
Star Trek.
I mean,
that new Picard
Star Trek
is like an ultimate Picard.
I mean, I think.
What else is there?
I mean, if money isn't an object, I would say the in-art Joker, if you can get it at this point, is a fantastic figure.
I was going to actually
ask Gandalf
you,
is fantastic, but if you're not into Lord of the Rings, then it's not. So it's hard to say. I don't know.
I'm going to go out on a limb, and I would say
Frazetta 1/6. I feel like Curtis would like that.
Long time ago, somebody did a Death Dealer. It was terrible, though. I would hope that they'd do something like that.
Curtis,
again
get the crappy Death Dealer. I know you love Frazetta.
Yeah, that's true. I didn't see what you're going there.
The Trevor. The figures, the Spaceball figures, man. If money isn't an object, dude, those things are fucking beautiful.
Those look amazing.
They are beautiful.
Yeah,
but you can't even get those anymore. So like that's like, but I mean, the Joker would be tough to get. I mean, there's so many good figures. Like it's very tough.
So this is for you, Curtis.
What about Curtis? What about the 1989 Batman? The Hot Toys 89 Batman. That feels like
that's
iconic singleton.
Become a Bat Bro.
You could get just that.
Hashtag
Bat Bros. Bat Bros.
That's classic.
Yeah, we've got to have Ryan. Ours has got to be coming, I think, before the end of the year, right? Me, Ryan, and Eric all got the reissue of the 89 Batman, so that's coming.
Yeah, I did too. And
I
don't know when it's coming, but yeah.
I'm excited about
my second payment. I did the 2 payment. It actually got pushed back to the 28th of June. So
okay.
Oh, cool.
I don't know when it's coming.
I guess me and Eric I think we have one payment left.
Too.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dylan says that he likes the original Hot Toys Crow. That's probably cool.
I think 89 Batman is on waitlist on Sideshow, but you could get on the waitlist, and odds are you're going to get that because I don't think they underproduced that. So I'll take a look, though. Let me see.
All right. Hold on a second. So there's your Picard.
Did that not go the way you thought it was going to go, John? Or you're going to Star Trek? Oh, you're Picard. Okay.
Well, I was trying to move out of the way just in case there was anything of this. Did you want to say anything else? You said this is the ultimate Picard, Bill. Is this something you're all pumped up about?
It's got 2 iconic uniforms. So, I mean, I guess one thing is like, would you, maybe you'd want to have both looks, but they're doing actually 2. So you could buy a basic version of the classic maroon, the classic captain's look, or you could do the basic version of the Darmok jacket, the away jacket. Like they're actually doing both versions as like basic figures, and then this is the deluxe. It has everything together. I mean, it's got the Picard Day banner. It's got his flute. Like it's got that statue thing where I think it was like the Sexy Planet where it like made you horny or something like that. I think isn't that statue? I think it is.
I think so. Horny baby.
But
I need to watch that episode again.
He's got Earl Grey. Like I mean, he's got like everything you pretty much want from Picard.
Ooh, Joe G says he got his new Dork Lair T-shirt.
Nice, Joe.
I got mine too. What the hell is it?
Oh, I also got mine.
Yeah.
Awesome, guys.
Yeah, it sounds like
support.
Sounds like that Dorklair T-shirt was went over very well. Huge success. People love it. Kids are loving it.
Yeah. I've sold over 75 now of that shirt.
Nice.
And
awesome.
I do still have most sizes left, but it's running pretty thin again. Ryza, Kevin Boots. Ryza is the planet. Yeah. But like it's the sales have kind of dried up a little bit. So like once this sells through, I may just wait again, and just do it again for Legion's Con and just bring a stack of shirts to Legion's Con and sell them there. Because I think if I order another 50 with the expectation to sell through those again, I don't think it'll happen. But they came out great. David Williams
coming to the stage. Hot Toys Batman.
There you go.
Yeah, this thing looks great, man. It is waitlisted. This is the deluxe version that you can get it without the gargoyle.
Yeah, I got the regular.
But the gargoyle looks so good.
That's what I got.
You got the deluxe, Ryan?
No, I got the regular version.
Yeah. You know what I wanted though? That when they solicited this guy, the gargoyle was the deluxe, but they also had that shot with the TV screens that all lit up. I'm like, I would have bought a deluxe set that had that. See, I'm never happy.
Same.
Yeah.
There you go.
That'll be something.
Yeah,
that's it. Yeah.
I did join the wait list for the
Batmobile. As to why they showed that, because they have the Batmobile, you can get that, but not that
the TV.
So 284, you can join the wait list if you're interested, Curtis. I can tell you where to get it to. Might be a little bit more.
He knows the guy. He knows the guy.
Still, yeah.
Check Underground Figures is where I get mine. You might have it.
Mm-hmm.
And I just wanted to mention too, speaking of Batman and Batmobiles, McFarlane reissued the DC Collectibles animated series Batmobile.
I saw that.
It's like $80. Like that thing's awesome. I actually have that. That thing is amazing.
Light up and everything.
Yep.
Yeah, cool.
It's huge. It's pretty big, but it's really cool.
Also, did want to do a giveaway before we finish up, so I wanted to throw the hashtag out there. And in honor of us just trashing the TVC Cantina, wanted to do something Star Wars, but it's not TVC. I've got a Black Series Bo-Katan unopened. Good figure.
It's an awesome figure.
An extra of mine. I love this figure, so we're going to do a giveaway of that in a bit. And the hashtag, can you guess, is going to be overpriced. No, just kidding. Hashtag Rygon in honor of Ryan's birthday. Happy birthday again, Ryan.
Hey, happy birthday.
Hashtag Rygon. Throw that in the comments. Hashtag Rygon for your chance at a brand new Black Series Bo-Katan figure, only tangentially related to today's stream.
Well, they did go back there in The Mandalorian, so
that's true.
Or was it Boba Fett? I don't know. One of them. One of the two.
Same.
Mando season 3.
Yeah.
Thank you, Brian.
Yeah.
So, Bill, here's a question for you.
What's up?
Have you watched The Acolyte so far?
Yeah. I watched all three episodes so far, right? It was like 2 the first night and then one more.
And then the third one was this week, yeah. What's your take?
Like kind of mixed. Like the first 2 episodes felt a little stiff, especially the acting, which I don't know. It's just like Jedi, like these like stoic Jedi or whatever. I did like the 3rd episode a lot more, but it's like I don't know where it's going. We had the first 2 in the present day, and then we went back to the past. I don't know if we're spoilers here, but it's kind of like it's wide open. I don't really know like how this story is going to unfold, so I'm here for it. I'm sort of reserving judgment until I see a little bit more, I think.
Yeah. I should say, too, that just a disclaimer to everybody watching. Oh, Lord. Disclaimer that, no problem. Disclaimer to everybody watching. We're going to talk about the Acolyte now. That's going to be that and the giveaway. But at some point, we probably will be getting into some spoiler territory. You're good with that, Ryan?
Yeah, I'm all good.
All right. So if we do, just warning, potential spoilers for anybody who wants to stick around. If you don't want any spoilers, you should probably check out, because there's probably going to be something spoilery that we talk about. I ended up finally watching it. I didn't get to it until early this morning, and I watched all 3 episodes. And I got to be honest with you, I kind of really like it a lot. I can't watch shows at night anymore, I find, because I just can't stay up. No fault to the show. It's just me. I'm old. I need to watch them early in the morning. So the beginning of episode 1 has a fight scene in it, and I don't like the fight scene at all. I really don't like it at all. It feels like it was lifted like right out of the Matrix, and it was clearly intentional because Trinity's in it.
Trinity, yeah.
Yeah, so I don't like it. But after that, hold on a second. Jesse's here to talk Acolyte.
What's up, dude?
Hey, Jesse.
Hello.
But after that, I really got into episode 1. By the end of episode 1, I was into it. I was into the characters. I liked where it was going. I liked episode 2. I enjoyed it a lot. And then episode 3, before I watched it, I didn't watch any reviews. I didn't try to pay attention to a lot of the discussion about the show before I watched it. But I did know that a lot of people were vocally negative about episode 3. And then I watched episode 3, and I was like, people didn't like this? I'm like, I really
It was the best episode, in my opinion.
I kind of loved it, and I'm super into the show now. It could fall apart at some point, but people seem to have wildly differing views, sort of, about the show. And I think the good way to start off is just your general take on it so far. Jesse, I know you've seen all 3. What was your reactions to these first 3 episodes?
I'm really liking it. I like seeing the different era. Overall, I'm liking it. I think the first 2 episodes were the best. I did like episode 3. Hi, Curtis.
Is he hovering over the click button? Because my click was me sending him the link.
No, Ryan sent it to me.
Oh, okay. I was going to say that was fast as hell. Sorry, Jesse, go ahead.
No, it's okay. I mean, I've been a Star Wars fan for a long time. Read all the books like in the 90s when the Zahn stuff came out, and to me, all Star Wars is good. Star Wars doesn't mean all of it is good or as good as it could be, but I'm enjoying this so far. I can't wait to see where it goes. My only real issues so far are in episode 3. I feel like some of the acting was a little off in episode 3, and I feel like there's like without spoiling anything, I feel like there's another shoe to drop. Like we didn't get the whole story there, which might be part of what they're setting up intentionally. So I'm not gonna judge it too harshly until I see how it ends.
All right, real quick, everybody, before we keep going here, the giveaway for the Bo-Katan is ongoing. It's #Rygon. I didn't click the start collecting button, the start collecting comments buttons right away. As soon as I did, I thought it populated with people's comments. But anybody that wants in on the giveaway, if you've already put the #Rygon, please do it again. And if you're interested, please, in winning the Black Series Bo-Katan, put the #Rygon in the comments. Another reason why I want to bring it up again is because we'll probably run the giveaway relatively soon so that we can do the giveaway, and then it'll be like no holds barred as far as spoilers and stuff goes after that too, because I figured some people might not want to hear a spoiler but might want a chance to win a Bo-Katan figure. Trevor, what was your take on? I know that you had a little bit of a different opinion than I had, so interested to hear.
Well, I mean, I'm not one to really share my opinions freely online, but if you insist. So my issue is not with any of the, here's things I liked. I liked the whole thread thing that people seem to have a real big problem with, because to me that's like Christianity or variations of Christianity across. This is a huge galaxy, right? Like, the Force is going to be known as different things and taken in different and used in different ways throughout the galaxy, and I like that. People had a problem with that. I don't know what. I don't even get that. I'm not really unsure what that was. Part of the problem, like Jesse had said something like, I'm not going to judge it until I see the whole thing. This is part of my problem. Like, this is episodic TV. I need you need to engage me every episode. I don't want to, like, if I need to watch the whole thing, make it a movie or release the whole thing all at once. If I'm not going to be like, if for 3 episodes, I'm going to be like, I don't know anything about these people. I don't know where this is going. What just happened there? Why did she decide to do that? You got to feed me this stuff. You got to tell me something. And they're not telling us. And I don't know anything about these characters, except for the 2 girls, except for Osha and May.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only backstory we've gotten. I don't know anything about Soul. I don't know anything. I don't know their motivations. I don't know their personalities. Nothing is making me connect to these people whatsoever. Here's my biggest example. My problem with this. Osha in this episode, the 3rd episode, right? The first 2 episodes, I was like, all right, I like what they're doing with the Jedi. I like that they're kind of making them the douchebags of the universe, because like they kind of were. Like this was Luke's whole thing, was like it didn't really work. Like they kind of got a little cocky. They're using the Force to interrogate and extract information from prisoners. That's a little morally gray right there. You know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, they overstep their bounds, and people don't, have mixed feelings about whether they like them or not. But so they show us this planet that the witches are on, and I don't know anything about it. Like, are they the only people on this planet? Are they a closed society? If I assume they're a closed society because they escaped some sort of like people coming after them or something. We don't know if that's
the Jedi said that they thought the planet was anything. They said that they thought the planet was uninhabited.
Okay, right. So they went here because they want to be apart from everyone else. They don't want to be a part of the world. They're their own thing, right? So I think it would have been like if somebody had like, and it's the filming of it too, like, but if somebody had like spotted the Jedi and come back and said there's Jedi here, and then it would have been like, okay, well, we know what that's about. We got to hide the kids. But instead of that, they just talk about like, oh, have you seen the Jenny Jedi around? No, they're around somewhere. Blah blah blah. Well, okay, so they're around. Why are they just around? Okay, so then they're going to do this ascension thing, which they don't explain. I don't know what it means to them. You know what I mean? Like. Mm-hmm. What does it mean? Tell me what that means, like it's all very vague. Then the Jedi come and say, well, we want to take your kids. So they must know that they're there for the kids. Instead of hiding the kids, they just sit behind us. Like, really? Come on. They're Jedi. So they come and like, now they're going to take the kids. And Osha, closed society. All she knows is the Jedi are dicks. We don't like them. We don't know why, but they don't like them. So she's been raised her entire life with that in her head, and all of a sudden, out of the blue, she's like, I want to be a Jedi. How about telling me why she came to that conclusion? Have a conversation between her and her mother, or one of her mothers, that explains why we don't like the Jedi and why they, the thread, they use the Force in a different way that we don't like, the way they do that. Explain to me what it is, and then give me some reason that she likes them. Maybe the Jedi saved the village from a attacking beast or something. And like, oh, they're not so bad. I like them. I think they're kind of cool. They're nice to me, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. She wants to get away from her sister. What is the reasoning that she wants to be a Jedi? Just out of the blue, she wants to be a Jedi. There's no thread here, man. It's no pun intended. It's just like, I don't know. There's nothing to grab onto. It is a plot point, and you go on, and then there's a next plot point, and this is the person. I don't know. The acting was weak in this one. I don't understand the society that they're in. They didn't explain anything about it. It's just, here's the character that's meant to be this, and I'm supposed to feel bad that both her parents are dead. I don't feel anything. I don't even know who they were. Like, and I don't know. I don't know. I have no connection to any of these characters. In comparison, and I will shut up after this. Andor, which I think is the pinnacle of writing for TV Star Wars. Within one episode, I got what was going on. The guys that came after him were douchebags who got a little bit of power through the Empire. He's kind of a dirtbag who kind of mooches off people. Andor himself. I knew every character that was just a minor character and what their motivation was, like right off the bat. And I felt something when a minor character died. The old guy in the prison died. I was sad. 40 people died in this. Like, apparently I felt nothing. I don't know. I didn't feel any connection that they had with their parents necessarily. So like I don't feel anything. I don't know. It's just not doing a good job of that. If it's a mystery, if it's a Rashomon type of thing where they're trying to different angles that they're showing you and the mystery's going to unfold, I'm not feeling that either. I don't know where that's going because like you didn't give me any clues. Like I didn't see somebody like the young kid who was the guy who poisoned himself, spoiler alert, like sneaking around a corner or looking suspicious or having any motivation to want to do something. It's like an Agatha Christie mystery where like I don't know if anybody has any motivation to do this. I haven't met any of these people. You haven't said anything about them. You know what I mean? And like, somebody's been murdered. Well, I don't know if this guy did it because I don't know if he has any motivation. I don't know if that guy did it because I don't know if he has any motivation. I don't know what the motivation is. That's it. I'm done. I want to like it, but it's not good. It's not good writing. I could give a shit about any of the woke agenda or whatever people are saying it has. I know people are like, they've said things. I think they got to shut up in interviews and things like that to not piss people off and get people on the wrong track. But it has nothing to do with any of that for me. It's just story, writing, characterization, character development. There isn't any of that. I don't know. That's it. This is like 40 minutes. Sorry.
No, I'm just kidding. Curtis, as soon as we mentioned Acolyte, you said you wanted in. So what do you got, man?
I know this is going to shock everybody, but I completely disagree with Trevor. So, I'm loving this series. I think it's great. I think that some of the fight scenes are the best fight scenes that I've seen in Star Wars. I love that it's not all lightsaber based. There's a lot more to the fight scenes than that. I do think it's a mystery type of situation. I think that what we see in episode 3 is very much from Osha's perspective. And I think we're going to see pretty much that same story from May's perspective later on. And we're going to see it from a different angle and go, oh, all right, that's why she's so upset or whatever the case may be. I think there's story to be told here. I think it's got to play out. Would it be better if they did it as a movie or made it all available so you could binge watch it? Maybe. I don't know. But I'm excited to see it from week to week. And yeah, I'm really enjoying it. So
can I just rebut? Like, if you have a mystery, though, you want to, like, you do a mystery movie, Poirot or whatever, like, you set things up where, like, you see somebody talking over in the corner to somebody else, and it's like, oh, maybe that's the guy. Maybe they did it. Or maybe they haven't done any of that. That you're just even saying, like, I think we're going to see this from somebody else's point of view. I don't think what we saw was exactly it. But there's no clue as to that's the fact. Nobody has they haven't given any indication that the blonde guy who poisoned himself, who was so guilt-ridden, has any kind of, like, everybody's like, oh, in the background, he's got a scar on his face. I'm supposed to look in the background. Like, show me him sneaking around. Maybe and misdirect me. Like, oh, maybe he's not the bad guy. Like, maybe he is. There's none of that. Like, I don't even know who to root for here or to think. I don't know. There's just nothing where I don't have anything to hook or root for or think, if it's a mystery, I want to be the guy going like, oh, I think it's that guy. It's got to be that guy. And they did this. But so far it's just like, well, 3 episodes, keep waiting and you'll find out something. Like, no, it's been 90 minutes of TV, man. You got to tell me something.
I think this is the difference with this as opposed to what you were saying with Andor is, like, we knew that's what Kevin, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, exactly. We knew some of the characters of Andor. We knew where that story was going. We knew how his story ends. So you don't have to do as much setup because you already kind of know who that character is and what's going on.
But the story isn't about him dying, though.
But what I'm saying is this is a time frame that we've not seen at all. So they're trying to build all of that. It's not like they can't just focus on one character here or one character there. They're trying to build this whole time period. And I think the story is really about who the Jedi were and how they got to, where we've seen them later on. So I don't know. I'm really enjoying it. I think the action is really good. I think the story is good. I love how they're building it. I thought episode 3 was amazing. I think it really adds to the story, at least from Osha's perspective. And I'm looking forward to seeing that same thing from May's perspective. So
Yeah, I think what I got out of it was the whole Jedi. I had the question in my head, Trevor, was that, okay, so why does she know about Jedi? Like, there must have been somebody who was like telling her about them. But to me, what I took out of it from watching it from that episode was that her wanting to be a Jedi was like a lot less about being a Jedi and more about just like she felt trapped in this insular
she
society,
didn't want to be a witch,
which I think is
but
very.
Tell me that there's nothing. It's all leaps of faith.
That's not true. That's not true. There's multiple.
There's nothing she said that would give you that.
That's
impression.
not true. That's not true. That's not true because there's multiple scenes where she said she breaks down and says, "I don't think I want to be." She said multiple times that she didn't want to do the ascension. Then she
doesn't want to
said,
be a witch.
I don't want to be a witch. She doesn't want to be a witch, and she said she wanted to leave this planet and leave this forest. She wanted to leave. The Jedi show up. This is her ticket out. And look what actually happened. Remember that's not present day. That's just like essentially a flashback because you only see it from her point of view, by the way. And what actually happened? She goes to train with the Jedi and then stops. Right? This was never about being a Jedi. It was about getting away from this planet and this insular society, which makes complete sense.
Yeah, it's like people that didn't have
why. That's all she's ever known. Why does
voting against Trump? It's like,
Tell me why.
The other option is not palatable for me. This is my only way out.
People want to get like I grew up in South Jersey.
Have a conversation with her mother as to why she wants to leave. Why does she not want to be here? Why does she want to what has she seen that has made her want to be? There's nothing. Like we all have to kind of well, I guess she didn't want to be there. But why? Like, what's the motivation for her wanting to leave? I don't know.
That seems really natural to me. Trapped in an insular society in this place where you're just stuck.
She doesn't love her parents. She doesn't. Before. I mean, yeah, her and her sister have a little bit of a thing going.
Hold on. I mean, what kid growing up? I mean, maybe not nowadays, but like when I was little, you don't feel appreciated, you don't feel seen. You just want to go do something different, and the most different thing is the opposite of your family.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, if you're really into science, your family's really into science, you go find something spiritual, or the vice versa, or you go join the circus or whatever. Like the Jedi were just literally the first thing that showed up that was an option to go somewhere else. So she's like, yeah, I want to do this because it's different. It was the only other thing she knew as an option. And I feel like she does say it multiple times throughout the episode. And she didn't want to share her life with her sister because like, I don't get to be my own person because I'm doing everything exactly like you are. And I mean, I don't have a twin.
Plus, she wasn't good at it. Remember, so whenever they're doing the training and everything, May is really good at it. Don't forget, she's like talented at it, so she's good at what they're doing there. And Osha is not. You know what I mean? She's like, this is not her jam. Like, she's not as good as May is. Well, she got a damn job. She's a mechanic. That's what her real calling was.
I mean, it's right in her name.
Damn it. It is. Eric, did you? So
she's not good at the thread, but she's good to be a Jedi because she's good at the Force.
She failed there too.
Well, she didn't
become a Jedi.
Training.
Yeah, she failed as a Jedi too, but it was her way out.
She got through the training.
She didn't pass what she needed to pass to make it to be a Jedi, though.
That was another thing I didn't like.
To take her away from her family, which is the other thing. Like you're going to be taken away from your family.
When they
explained to us with Grogu, the younger you are, the more attached to it you are, and if you don't stay trained with it, it'll fade. Even if you were really strong with it at one point.
They're both older than they even said.
She had Force ability. It wasn't much. The Jedi tested her, and they realized it wasn't much. But there was enough to bring her in and be like, "Look, we think you have potential," but then it wasn't enough, and that was kind of reflected in her past too. That she didn't really quite have as much of it as her sister, but she has it, right? Didn't she grab something with the Force at one point? Or
she's manipulating that butterfly thing at the beginning of the third episode.
Yeah.
No, that was May, and then
they both did it. They both did it.
May was much better at it though. She could just
but she did. But she did do it.
Yeah, I mean, this is just, you can different people can look at this same show and see something completely different. Like, I'll be honest, the stuff that I don't like, I hate the Matrix fight. The first time I told Jesse before I saw the rest of the episode, I'm like, dude, what was up with that first fight? And he's like, what do you mean? And I'm like, that thing was off, and I didn't like it. And I think it was because it's clearly a Matrix fight. The style is lifted right out of the Matrix movie, not out of anything I've seen in Star Wars before, even though that does sort of make a little bit of sense because Star Wars borrows heavily from Eastern sensibilities, samurai things, all that. It makes sense.
And
but
I love that part.
And genre films.
Yeah,
quite a bit.
Yeah. So, but it looked odd to me. It was jarring to me. Took me out of the movie, especially at the start of the movie, to do clearly a Matrix homage, if you will, because you've got Trinity in the damn scene. I still don't love that, but I don't know. By the end of the and maybe like 15 minutes into the episode, I'm like, oh, I don't know, man. I don't know if I'm going to be into this or not. And they changed my mind by the end of this episode. I think Osha is a very interesting character, and yes, as of right now, at least, everybody else in the story, we only know about them with respect to their connection to Osha. That's the only thing we know from one sort of what we see there, except like the people that don't know her, like the guy who is friends with May. And we don't know yet who like the big bad is. Although I have my ideas.
I will say though that I at least respect Trevor's like not his dislike for it, because it's actually rooted in watching it and giving it a chance.
Sure.
And not this well, I heard this person said this or this person said that, and Rotten Tomatoes is it. Who gives a fuck about that stuff? Like that's like nobody cares. Like like just, you know, if you like Star Wars, give it a chance. If you like it, you like it. You don't. That's cool. At least I can respect that Trevor's giving it a chance, and he's like, you know, maybe it's just not for him. But some of this whole, like you were talking about, the woke agenda and all this kind of stuff, like I'm not seeing it, man. I try to go into this stuff open-minded, and if I felt like something was being forced on me, I'd say it. I don't see it. I
threaded on you. No.
Yeah,
I think it's disjointed. We've gotten away from the it's not the Sith necessarily yet, but the Sith master or whatever, and now we didn't see the other mother. I'm really hoping it's not the Zabrak mother. I don't think it is, but who knows? We got away from her friend. I don't know. If it's going to be like a mystery like this, and we're going to see it from different perspectives, then tease me with that. Let me know that I'm going to see something different, and maybe like, nah, but like I didn't see anybody. The only,
like that guy that
Soul was on the spot, like he was right there. Like, okay, am I supposed to suspect him for doing something?
Well, that's what doesn't make any sense to me. That's the mystery to me, is that stuff in this episode doesn't make sense. Like a fire starts, it burns the whole place down, and all of those women are just
right. There's another
in a mountain.
They weren't killed by a fire.
Yeah,
it's rock.
But it's just like the guy that takes that poison. No, like we haven't seen anything that would make sense on why he takes that poison. But he definitely feels guilty about something.
Yeah,
there's another side to this story that we have not seen unfold yet.
Yeah, well, we know for one thing that May didn't start a fire that burned everything. Tell us how you really feel, Travis. Yeah, I feel completely opposite.
But they all feel guilty about something.
And she
obviously, because the guy killed himself and she's hunting them down. But like, what? Give me a clue, man. You can't go 3 episodes without giving me a clue.
Lightsabers on unarmed people.
Plus,
we haven't seen that yet.
Wasn't the first episode really cool? Like,
oh yeah,
like we didn't even know that there was 2 sisters at first, and the way they sort of played with that a little bit, and then for a second, I'm like, well, wait a minute, hold on a second. Like and she was trying to like use the Force to grab Pip, and like it didn't work, and I'm like, huh. And then I'm like, wait a minute, they said sisters plural, and I'm like, it's a twin. I'm like, I thought that was really cool the way they played with that sort of in the first episode, and there's something going on with their connection too, obviously, which I think is cool.
I guess I knew it was twins already because they showed them in the promo.
Oh, I guess I never saw. I never watched a promo. I never watched a review.
I'm glad that's not the twist.
Yeah.
But like, it was kind of like, oh, okay.
I mean, that twist
is
right.
They got it out of the way quick.
And I think the main character is kind of good, actually. I'm sort of like interested in her. I'm seeing like.
You talking about May?
Yeah.
I mean, about Osha.
Osha, yeah.
I agree. I think aside from, so it was funny because the first episode when they offed Trinity right away, I was like, there goes the best character. Like right in the beginning, the best actor was gone. In my opinion. And then we had sort of stiff Soul, and I guess I forget the guy's name, but like the young
Torben.
lieutenant, kind of like what is his name?
Torben.
No,
Torben.
the other guy that was friends with her.
The guy that's like the G-man. Like
Oh,
the governor,
Jord.
like
Jord, right? Is his name Jord?
Jord, yeah.
Jord.
Like he was all right.
Jord.
But I just felt
Jord.
like a lot of it was like I didn't.
The
like,
J is silent.
Jord, the acting
yerk.
too much. But I will say that OSHA, I thought was the best of the acting aside from Carrie Ann Moss.
And she's
the best actress.
And she's playing 2 roles, right?
2 roles
Yeah,
way
exactly.
different from each other. Like they're like it's total night and day.
And so 2 negatives that I'll throw out there. One, so Mayhead keeps talking about like whoever like the big bad is, what he really wants is for them to kill Jedi without a weapon. And the first thing I thought, and like without steel specifically, she says steel. And the first thing I thought was, well, didn't the show open with you killing a Jedi with a steel weapon? And so I'm like,
Right.
so why did you do that? I don't, maybe because she had to. I don't know. I didn't get that. And then 2, Torben, the guy that drank the poison, who is Tommen from Game of Thrones. So he's there young, and then when
That's who that is?
poison, when he drinks the poison, he's older. Oh my God, the makeup job they did on him, he looks like a girl dressed as a guy from an 80s movie. I thought it was so bad.
Some of the makeup is very Star Trek The Next Generation, and I love Star Trek The Next Generation, but it was very TV WB, like the X-23, her makeup, not good. Not good.
So Joe G says, OSHA, has anyone made an occupational safety and health administration joke yet? Yes. I think Jesse was the first one to bring it up, actually. Let's see what Travis is a big fan of the show so far. Travis says, Travis Wilcox says, no one on the writing team got the memo. Reva and Obi-Wan series survives 2 saber stabbings, but Carrie Ann Moss dies from a tiny dagger. So dumb. Kill her any other. Yeah, I guess.
Well, they don't have Bacta tanks back then. So,
it's not,
it's
hundreds of years ago.
It's only 100.
100, sorry. What's oh Jesus. What's her name? From Rebels. And Ahsoka basically just got destroyed by it, right? And survived. Yeah.
They've done so many things to just, if you're going to keep canon, the Force for me has gotten out of control. Vader can pull an entire ship out of the air, but the Tantive 5, he just kind of looks and waves goodbye. Like, it's just, you got to have some. The problem with Star Wars is that you've got to have some rules and parameters around the magic and things that happen in a world, and limitations and whatever. And they've just let people blow that out of the water. So now nothing like a lightsaber doesn't. You get stabbed with a lightsaber, you'll be all right. Next day you'll be fine.
I can accept all of that if they got rid of the midichlorians forever.
In our world, we have people that trip and fall and die, and then we have Jeremy Renner get run over by a snowplow and break all those bones and fucking live. So I'm just saying, like, sometimes people just live. Like, it's just.
It's like my argument about scale of action figures.
Yeah, you just don't know. Sometimes people are going to die.
Major character once, major character twice, major character 3 times. It's a little bit much.
She wasn't, but she's obviously.
Qui-Gon Jinn is like, what the fuck?
One of the nice things about Andor was, like, as much as I love the Jedi and the all the magic of it and like all the powers and everything, it was kind of cool to get a little bit of a break from that stuff, almost like, and just like take it down to ground level first for that galaxy. I thought that was a really kind of cool angle to hit.
Yeah, Andor made the Empire scary, man. The Empire was scary in that show. Like the way it was, it was a little black and white in the OT, but they were still, as much as Stormtrooper couldn't hit anything to save its life, it was still scary. You know what I mean? The Empire itself and the oppression of it. And that's what I think Andor brought back in, and not just, stupid, goofy, Stormtroopers tripping all over each other. That was a lot. There was a lot to that. So I won't go into that because I know a lot of people.
Trevor Williams, renowned hater of the original trilogy, as we just found out seconds ago.
Love the original trilogy. No, that's
surprising.
What?
I tell one thing that I love that, and this is just like
Putting words in.
This is not really from watching the show, but that's an idea. Like, where's Jordan at? Where's Jordan and Dan? I do kind of like playing in this part of the timeline that's in the Star Wars universe, but not really beholden to it. Like, even though to me, Star Wars will always kind of start and end with the original trilogy, the cinematic release versions, like to me, that'll always be Star Wars. But to me, it's fun to play in this part of the timeline that's in the Star Wars universe, but not beholden to any of the Skywalker saga. So you don't have any of those trappings. And I know eventually they're gonna find some way to put Palpatine, to show Palpatine or something like that, which they don't need to do to make it cool, but they're gonna do that. I think that's cool that they're doing it. You still have to do it well. We have a difference of opinion as to whether or not they're doing that. I'm sort of really enjoying it, but it might fall apart because that's happened before. I was so excited about Book of Boba Fett, and then what we ended up getting to me was such a disjointed mess that reeked of executive producers changing a million things and having it end up nothing like what they advertised, this gangster show. Ahsoka, again, there's a couple episodes in the middle that I liked a lot, but I hated the beginning and the end, so things can change. At least as of right now, I'm sort of enjoying it, but there's a lot of people that don't.
So one more thing, talk about having something shoved down your throat. I swear to God, I feel like all these shows partially existing throughout a thread, throughout all of them, throughout the Bad Batch, and I love the Bad Batch, throughout Obi-Wan, throughout Mando, is they are really trying to justify somehow Palpatine came back, justify that whole thing and show how it was a plan all along. It's been going on forever. I don't care, man. I'm over it. It's fine. It is what it is. He came back and he was cloning himself. Great. You don't need to prove it to me that it's been happening for years. I will
say it was happening before. It was happening before The Last Jedi. That storyline. Yes, we didn't get it
in the games too.
Movies, but it was in canon in the Aftermath trilogy. The Aftermath trilogy was about the what did he call it? The contingency, which was the Emperor's plan to bring himself back. So this was going on long before they even decided to bring Palpatine back in the Rise of Skywalker.
Goes back to Dark Empire too. The comic.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I know, but what Trevor's suggesting is that the Rise of Skywalker pulled this out of nowhere, and now they're trying to retroactively justify it.
No. I don't say they pulled it out of nowhere. No, I'm not saying they pulled it out of nowhere. I knew it was canon because it was in Battlefield 2. It's there. The whole plan. Right. He had bots that had his head in them that was using his I don't know, essence
that was
or something
in the comics
to sort of
early
be
on,
Yeah, so I knew it was there, and it's fine, and they did it, and nobody really liked it. I don't think anybody really liked that Rey was, a Palpatine. That was the worst part. Palpatine coming back is fine, whatever. Okay, but it's we got it. It was a kind of a lame storyline. I know you've been doing it for a while, but maybe allude to it here and there. But it's some of the stuff is all about explaining it and justifying it. And it's just okay, I get it. I don't know. I'm just kind of. I don't know why they're harping on it so much when it wasn't really a popular thread of storyline. I don't know.
I know Late Night did not enjoy the first 3 episodes at all. Are you going to try any more, or are you done, dude?
No, I'm over it.
No.
Yeah, I'm over it.
Trevor, you didn't love the first 3 episodes. Are you going to stick it out?
I stick with everything, man. I stick with everything. Yeah, no, I'm going to watch it. And again, maybe at the end of it, I'll be oh, I see. But again, I just think if you're going to do episodic TV, you've got to keep me engaged every week. Yes, I want to see how it ends, of course, but I want to be leaving. Again, I know not everybody loved Andor, but almost every episode of Andor, when it was over, I was wow, holy shit. I cannot wait until next week to see what the hell happens. Wow. What an episode.
Yeah,
you know
that's
what
I don't have yet for the show.
I don't have any of that. I don't know. I just don't.
Yeah, I don't have that.
All right, I guess there's another one. We'll see what happens. I don't know. I don't know what I'm looking for.
I will say this:
Andor what I'm rooting for, or I don't know.
Was a slow burn. That was
understatement of the year.
I don't think I was finished every episode. Like I was kind of impressed with it, but I wasn't like, oh my god, what's gonna happen next? Like I don't think I quite had that for a few episodes into it. Like
yes,
it wasn't
two episodes,
show.
2 to 3 episodes was
appreciate it until like on my second watch through was when I was freaking blown away with that show. Like honestly, I thought it was good when it was on. Better than this, if I were to say end of episode 1 Andor, end of episode 1 Acolyte, I would have picked Andor all the way. But like, it's not like I was floored by Andor in the first 3 episodes or anything like that.
See, and I still like. Here's the thing. And everyone's gonna love this. So, you want a hot take? Is that I never finished Andor. It's because I got through the first 4 episodes. I know Trevor loves it when I say this. Got through the first 4 episodes, and I was like, "Oh my god, a gritty, nail-biting drama is not what I'm looking for from Star Wars, and maybe not what I'm looking for at all." So I just it felt like a show that was really well done, but just wasn't what I was looking for. I'm like, it was just all just dark and drab and nail-biting drama. Now, enough people whose opinions that often align with my own have really liked it a lot. So I will go back and finish it. And it's funny that you say, Bill, that you really, really, really sunk your teeth into it on the second run through. So I will finish it out. I will tell you that my honest reaction was, oh God, I'm just not in it. I'm not in for a nail-biting drama right now, guys.
Did you like Rogue One?
I'm with you. Jonathan, I even gave it a second go around because there's some people that I value their opinion and they loved it, and I tried to give it a second chance. It's just not for me. It's dull in my opinion, but some people absolutely love it, and that's great. Different strokes, man.
I loved Rogue One. I adored Rogue One. I still
Rogue
like
One is a heist.
It's not perfect.
I mean, it's a heist. There's no lightsabers.
Yeah. I love Rogue One.
Yeah.
I thought Rogue One was a fun ride, and then the end of Rogue One, I got to be honest with you, in the theater blew me away. Like when all of a sudden, like you hear the beep, beep, and I'm like, wait, are they like, and literally at the end of Rogue One, they literally, like, the end of the movie is right up to episode 4. I don't even call it A New Hope.
Yeah, and I know, like, the big thing there is, like, everybody's like, oh, that Darth Vader. Yeah, I'm like, yeah, the Darth Vader, that was really cool. I like the way they did that. But the whole movie was incredible, and it was basically a heist with no lightsabers, no Jedi, no nothing. That's what Andor is. It's in 3 parts. The first one was a little setup. Yes. Acting is Skarsgård is amazing. The second arc of it is incredible. I
think that's what I missed.
That's a heist.
That's what I missed.
The heist, it's like another heist, and it's amazing. And the characters, I don't know, you care for them, and then you go to the prison, and the whole thing is just, I don't know. I think it's incredible. My wife is like, she likes Star Wars, she likes that kind of stuff, but like, if she watches, I didn't even show her Ahsoka because it's like, I'm going to have to sit there and pause every 30 seconds. Okay, so this is the character that was, I mean, if she hasn't watched, 70 episodes of Rebels, you're not even going to know who these characters are because they don't really explain it all that well. So without backstory, you can't even really enjoy the show. But she loved Andor. She thought it was great. I mean, she thought it was a little slow at first too, but then when she got into it, she's like, "Oh, this is great. This is like, I wouldn't say, Breaking Bad level great, but like great, like really, really good TV." But I mean, yeah, I know there's a lot of people, and I'm not saying it's bad that watch Star Wars. It's just Star Wars is just Jedi and lightsabers and blasters and ships and stuff. And I like the idea that you can go outside of that, and not everybody, like you kind of said, like, I'm tired of the Skywalker saga. Like, it's done. They ended it not very well, but let's move past that. You know what I mean? Like, let's do some other stories. A huge galaxy of people, lots of stuff going on. The rebellion still feeds into that OT thought and the sequels and stuff. So, like, fighting against depression. You know what I mean? That's a cool story.
Last thing I'll say on the Skywalker stuff too is, if you want to give me more Skywalker, and apparently they're going to do this, give me the Zahn trilogy, cast somebody else as Luke. Don't do the friggin' CGI stuff. I absolutely hate it with a passion, especially since they don't even bring in Mark Hamill to do the the dialogue, which is gross to me.
Oh no, they did.
No, they didn't. They
use his
Book of
voice
Boba Fett,
and
they use his voice, but he doesn't say those words.
well, they manipulate it.
Yeah, it's Mark Hamill's voice, but he didn't come in and record that dialogue in like a sound studio.
I have to say, it was a little member berries for me, which I know where Ahsoka with Anakin was member berries for everybody else. I kind of dug the Grogu scenes in Book of Boba Fett with Luke, because I thought that looked a lot better than it did in The Mandalorian, that end scene. But yeah, I don't really need to see a whole movie of that. I mean, those people are. We got to move beyond that stuff.
But I would love to see Heir to the Empire as a movie, and that's clearly what they're going to do. But cast somebody else. Give me Winter Soldier. But
is that what you think the Mandalorian movie is going to be? You think it's going to be essentially a version of Heir to the Empire?
That's what I think. Yeah.
I
mean, and it's not
how much they could actually really
not beat for beat.
Yeah, like Thrawn as the big bad, and then. What other you think they'll bring in a rogue, Talon card, rogue type guy? I wonder how close to that was all about ship navigation and ship positioning and stuff with the slaving.
It's
of the
gonna
ships,
be
right?
It's gonna be Thrawn versus Hera is gonna be the main thing. Filoni's already said that.
Okay, so it'll be a Thrawn movie, but not. How much Heir to the Empire? Although I will say this, speaking of High Republic, by the way, in the High Republic, the Ysalamiri essentially exist in this super powerful way. They're called the Levelers, and they just suck the energy right out of Jedi. They just absolutely destroy Jedi. And that's the big threat in the second? It's one of the phases of the High Republic. These Levelers, and I'm not sure if they've really wrapped that story up yet in terms of what happened with all the Levelers, but that they could bring those back as the Salamiri of the Thrawn movie or whatever it's going to be.
The Animal Planet of Star Wars. But yeah, maybe it ends up being a Thrawn movie with a lot of callbacks to Heir to the Empire.
That's what I feel it'll be. It'll have nods to it and not be a pure adaptation of it.
Yeah. All right,
we've tortured LeBron. Just stand around and do nothing.
We've tortured LeBron enough. I think we can.
Yeah, we can move on.
We can do the giveaway. Let's do the giveaway. Not a lot of entries. 12 entries in the giveaway. Last chance. Let's do the giveaway right now. For your chance at a Black Series Bo-Katan, hashtag Rygon again for Ryan's birthday.
Happy birthday, Ryan!
Really good odds here.
Thank you.
We'll run it. Here it is right here. Bo-Katan Kryze. Right here. Black Series. Last chance. Get in right now while you still can on this giveaway, because we're going to run it in 3, 2, 1.5, 1.
I did get on that wait list for the 89 Batman.
Nice. Good job, Curtis.
Yeah, bros.
For which one?
Nice.
Which one, Curtis?
Awesome, man.
The sideshow.
Nice.
Perfect. Amber wins again. There you go.
Fix.
Congratulations, Amber. Ryan's birthday. Amber wins a Bo-Katan. It's a good day. It's a really good day.
Hell yeah.
All right. Any final thoughts on Acolyte? Jesse, what are you hoping to see for the rest of the show?
Whatever this dynamic between the sisters are, I think that's the heart of the show. I think that actress is phenomenal, the way she's playing the two characters. So and as long as they don't kill the Wookiee Jedi, that's the only thing I'm hoping for. At least not quickly.
Kelkanar.
Who's next on that list?
Let the Wookiee win is what you're saying?
I watched
is
this
that
one
down. Is that a female or a male?
It's a male. It's the
I
same
think
guy
it's-
that plays Chewie in the newer movies.
Yeah, I knew Eunice was doing that, but I didn't know if it, like the
I-
character was.
When they showed him at the end of the second episode, spoiler alert, I said I watched this with my mom over a phone call. I was like, they better not kill him in this episode as soon as they introduce him, because I've been waiting since 1983 for a Jedi Wookiee, so I better get to do something cool in live action before he dies.
He's going down, dude. He's done for. I hate to say it like that. Oh, let me take this down. All right. Anybody else? Last words.
So, one thing that didn't bother me, that seemed to bother a lot of people, that were the two girls who played. I mean, child actors are the acting, whatever it is, what it was. But the fact that they weren't twins didn't bother me at all. I was like, yeah, I get it. Like, they're supposed to be twins, but they just couldn't get twin actresses, and they didn't want to do the whole back of the head, side by side, looking at herself.
Did they look that
type of
different,
thing.
though?
Like,
Yeah.
I didn't think
Oh,
they
yeah.
looked terribly
They
different.
looked pretty
They were-
different.
They
They were
look
They look
close
pretty
enough.
They were
different. I mean, the
clearly not
hairstyle
twins
was the
that-
same,
that
but they
way.
were not twins. But I'm like, I don't care. Like, I get it. They're supposed to be
Yeah.
twins. It's fine. I can suspend disbelief. It's fine.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I didn't even notice that much.
That kind of stuff doesn't bother me.
No.
Just lack of character
Curtis,
development.
do we have a purple gang tonight?
We have a purple shooting the purple shelf. So Jesse and I are basically doing our show on Purple Gang. Jordan and Van may pop in. We'll see. I'm sure they've got some videos prepared for us, but yeah, we're gonna be doing our kind of thing there. So we're taking over.
Nice.
Cool.
Yep.
Nice.
What's new and exciting for the Door Clayer, Bill?
I'm just trying to wrap up my school year here, honestly. I mean, I've been just super busy with that, but Monday is my last day. And then summertime hits. We're going to New York next week for like 3 days, but then,
Visit Trevor.
and we're going like for one full day. So 2 nights just to see, the Harry Potter Cursed Child musical.
Nice.
I don't know much about it, but yeah, so that's basically like the big thing. And then after that, my daughter's birthday, and then after that, 4th of July, and then after that, I should be freed up at some point in the summer to start getting back to channel stuff.
Oh,
Adulting at its finest.
Gotta love it.
One thing I almost forgot about, but I didn't totally forget. Before we go, wanted to call out Eric LeBron just came back from a big trip across the U.S., South Dakota, Eric, and you were kind enough to send us a few photos that you grabbed with some legions out in the wild. Can you give us just a few words on those?
Yeah, just enjoying a vacation through South Dakota and Wyoming, and checking out a bunch of the national parks, and just some of the beautiful landscape we have here in our United States. And thought I'd throw a couple figures in the bag with me to take along for the ride, and got a couple chances while we were on some nice hikes and visiting some spots to throw a couple pictures together. And yeah, it was just a lot of fun. I could have spent 12 hours up in these places, but I mean, with a limited time at each place, I grabbed a couple shots in a couple spots that I thought looked pretty cool, and kind of gave you a little background of what I was seeing while I was there. And yeah, it was a lot of fun. I just, like I said, I wish I had more time, and just I could spend days, literally days up in places like this, just shooting outdoors. I love shooting outdoors more than anything else, more than any. I mean, because I'm not that good with lighting or whatever, but doing background lighting and dioramas and stuff. I mean, I just think outdoor, natural sunlight and shadows and stuff like that, and natural elements just make these figures pop so much better. I mean, they're just so beautiful against that type of backdrop.
So obviously,
Shots look great.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
That's cool.
I love
That's amazing.
this shot,
Yeah.
dude. It's fucking.
you took
Yeah.
Krotos, Dubon, and Ias. What about the thought process as to what figures to bring with you?
Oh, it was kind of a toss up. I knew they were going to be nature shots. So Dubon and Krotos, they were more in kind of like the anamorphic type figure, and Dubon being like a ranger. And this one, I mean, it was a no-brainer going to the Devil's Tower and being a kid and of the 70s and being a huge fan of Close Encounters of the Third Kind. I'm like, there's no other figure I would have brought to this spot but this figure. So I was like, it has to have a shot with this beautiful monument. It's just amazing in person, just spectacular. And I was like, oh, this is such a great photo opportunity. I cannot miss it. So yeah, I definitely brought that with me.
Yeah, I know Kevin Boots was in the chat earlier. He's a big outdoor shots guy. I love shots of figures like out in the wild, and the fact that you were like around in such an incredible setting.
Yeah,
that was awesome.
Yeah, it's just like I said. I could have literally spent days doing this. It's just so much fun.
Yeah. All right, thanks for sharing that, man.
Absolutely.
Very cool.
It was a great time.
Yeah, those are really cool.
Yeah. All right, guys. I think I've taken enough of everyone's time here, but we appreciate everybody hopping on to talk, to trash the TVC. No, just kidding. To talk about the TVC Haslab Cantina, talk about Acolyte, and the fact that we have some very, very differing opinions on the show, I think is what makes this kind of stuff cool. Thank you again for stopping in, everybody. Thank you for everybody who stopped in live. Thank you to everybody who checks out the stream on the replay. It's 8:32 now. At 9 o'clock, if you're in for more content, we got both Jesse and Curtis with their own version of Purple Gang Gang, the Purple Shelf. So check it out.
There will be a Legion's Lounge on Monday, of little Father's Day type of special. So
Nice.
Oh, cool. And then Jesse and Curtis, you guys are back tomorrow night, you said, right?
Yep.
With Dylan, Legends Collector 1321.
That's awesome,
Very cool.
Dylan. That's awesome. Shout out to Dylan. We'll check him out. Oh, here we go.
Yeah, don't be fooled by those other 1,320 Legends collectors. They are not the one. So
There he
Look at
is.
those soft goods. Well, all right. Thanks again, guys.
Look at that,
Appreciate it. Saturday Night Live is out. Until next time, don't forget the number one rule, Ryan, which is happy birthday.
Oh yeah, Trevor on Legion's Ladies
Yes.
this Thursday.
Yeah.
I can't wait, man. I can't believe that's already this Thursday.
Awesome, man. Awesome. All right. Good night, guys. Thanks for stopping by. Happy birthday, Ryan. Everybody tell
Happy birthday, Ryan.
Oh, Trevor was
Thank you.
Happy birthday. Be cool.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.